It is a steamy 93 degrees here in Hayes at first pitch. 20-mile-an-hour wind out of the southeast. So kind of a normal day here in western Kansas.
Good thing we're in an air-conditioned booth, right?
That is right. We're in the press box. We have air conditioning. Skeffington, a sophomore left-hander out of UT Arlington, actually just transferred to Texas Arlington, so he sat out this year for eligibility purposes, so he will be pitching for the Mavericks next season. And we are about ready for baseball. So Skeffington, the lefty, actually pitched in the Jayhawk League last season. He pitched for the Derby Twins. He was 2-0. We are ready for baseball. Leading off for the Denver Cougars to begin the 2018 summer, the center fielder, number 8, Scott Martinez.
For the Cougars, the center fielder, number 8, Scott Martinez.
Martinez digs in on the right side. He is a redshirt senior at the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. The first pitch of the season from Nick Skeffington, a little high and away, and it's 1-0. Larks are in their home whites, cut-off jerseys, cursive Larks across the front. Second pitch from Skeffington is fouled back, evens the count at 1. Denver Cougars in their black road jerseys, white stripes on the sleeve, white numerals, gray pants. One is a little low, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. So it's important for the Larks to get off to a good start. I know last year on their way to a successful season, they fell to the Cougars in the opener, and you know, it's not how you open the season, but it never hurts to get off to a good start.
Certainly helps to win your first few.
3-1 the count to Martinez. Here comes the pitch from Skeffington, high and away, and that is a walk to Martinez.
Leadoff walks, never a good thing.
You know what they always say, walks come around to hurt you.
Yep. And here comes the pitch. Inside, ball gets away from the catcher. He's going to second, and he's in there. Runners into second on what looks to be a wild pitch.
Well, we'll get to see early how Nick faces adversity here. Leadoff man is now on second base and just tried to pull the string on a breaking ball, and it just kind of spiked it a little bit into the turf. So
we'll see how he handles adversity very early in the season here.
Skeffington working from the stretch now, takes a look at Martinez at second. Here comes the pitch. Inside corner, strike. Evens count at 1. So Matthew Sanchez, the hitter, freshman outfielder from Marian University. It's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Sanchez was way out in front of that one. Let's see if Nick can make a pitch here and get the first out of the campaign. Get that first out, calm the nerves a little bit.
Steps off the mound at second there. The runner on second dancing around a little bit. Got to keep him honest.
Pitch from Skeffington to Sanchez. Fastball misses low. And it is 2-2 on the Cougars right fielder this evening. So just a single game with the Cougars to start the season tonight as the 2-2 comes from Skeffington. Swung on a miss, the throw down to third, a little bit wide. And Martinez is in there at third. Sanchez is down on strikes, and there's one away.
Looks like they had the old hit and run on there. Couldn't make contact on the off-speed pitch, but the runner does move up to third.
Batting for the Cougars now will be the shortstop, number 10, Steven Rivera Shaheen, as he takes the first pitch. And he's going to line the second pitch into right field. On comes the right fielder. A sliding catch by Michael Anastasia for the second out. What a nice play by Michael.
Wow, that was a really good catch out there. But he got the job done.
He did get the job done. That will be recorded as a sac fly for Rivera Shaheen. The Cougars are on the board here. It is 1-0 in the top of the first, but a nice play to get the second out and take a hit away from Rivera Shaheen. Hitting now for the Cougars is Taylor Daniel, the freshman righty, as he swings through a first pitch, and it is 0-1. Bases are empty again for Skeffington as he works from the windup. The 0-1 fouled out of play to the right side, and he is down to 0-2. There comes the 0-2 from Skeffington. Curveball ties up Daniel, and that is the end of the inning. For the Cougars in the top half of the first inning, they get one run on no hits, no Larks errors, and they leave nobody on base. We are through a half inning here at Larks Park. Denver Cougars on top, 1-0. And we are back here on the Larks Network at Larks Park. Colby Robinson leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Larks. Java Stewart on the mound for the Cougars. He delivers the first pitch high, and it's 1-0 on Robinson. Robinson was a shortstop. He is from Wallace State Community College in Alabama. As the second pitch it catches the outside corner, and the count is even at 1-1. And the 1-1 is popped up towards the Larks dugout. It's going to make its way out of play into the crowd as they are shielding their head from the ball.
Close call over there by the concession stands.
So it's a 1-2 now on Colby Robinson. Robinson was initially committed to Southeastern Louisiana to play next season, but I noticed on Twitter a couple days ago he decommitted from Southeastern Louisiana and opened up his recruiting process. And the 1-2 curveball bounces in the left-handed batter's box, and the count is even at 2-2. Robinson, I believe I saw, won a conference gold glove down in Alabama this season as the shortstop. So he looks to be a solid glove out in the field. Haven't gotten to see him in action yet as he works the count full. Now here comes the payoff pitch. Ground ball to the third baseman. He fields cleanly. The throw, a little low, gets away from the first baseman, and Robinson will be aboard on the error by Robbins. So Robinson is aboard. Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be tonight's third baseman, number 12, Ryan Randall.
Now batting for the Larks, the third baseman from Abilene Christian, number 12, Ryan Randall.
Randall digs in on the left side. He is from Grayson Community College, hit .367 this season. Played alongside Larks teammate Clayton Raspberry, who returns to the squad. They both played for Grayson this season. The first pitch to Ryan is in there for strike one. Clayton is not here with the team yet. He will be making his way to Hayes in the coming weeks, so Clayton has not arrived yet. That's why he is not in the lineup. As Stewart now is going to work from the stretch. Robinson gets a lead at first base. He will keep Colby honest over there with the throw over. So similar starts, I guess.
Yeah. Still no hits for either team. Cougars got on with a walk, and Larks get on with an error.
And
so
the walk came around to cost us. We'll see if the Larks can make him pay for the error. Pitch to Ryan, off speed, gets him out in front, chasing, and ball and 2 strikes.
We're not really sure at this point in the season, but Colby Robinson leading off, I'd assume he's a base-stealing threat, so we'll have to see what goes on over there at first base.
I talked to Frank a little while ago, a couple days ago, and he said that this is going to be more of a contact-oriented team, a lot of speed on the base path, so probably a lot of small ball. Here comes the pitch to Randall, swing and a miss. Looks like a curveball from Stewart drops in there, and Ryan is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. Coming to the plate now for the Larks, tonight's designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis.
University of Texas in Arlington, the designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis.
Looks like Stewart has his curveball working tonight. He's favoring it early.
Wyatt, a sophomore. He played this past season at Hutch Community College for the Blue Dragons. He will be going to the University of Texas at Arlington next year. Here comes the first pitch, and Stewart's actually going to check on Robinson, so he is, not that he's seen him play ever, but he seems to be a little concerned about him over there at first base. I assume here comes the first pitch from Javis Stewart. Fastball a little up and in for ball one. Divis hit well over 300 this year for the Blue Dragons. I believe he clubbed 15 home runs and drove in 55. So a big plate presence there for the Blue Dragons. We'll see if he can carry that over in Hayes. And Stewart will again check over, and that one was the closest we've seen. He almost got him there.
He almost got him on that one.
So just a 1-0 count to Wyatt. Another lefty, so we've seen 2 lefties so far at the top of the order, towards the top of the order for the Larks. Here comes the pitch. Fastball again, misses inside, and Wyatt is ahead 2 balls and no strikes. I guess the fun part early in the season is we get to learn along with you. Michael and I don't really know anything about any one of these players. I guess we do have connections with one of the players on the roster.
Yes, one player. The rest, it's going to be a learning process.
Here comes the 2-0 to Divis. There goes Robinson, and there will be no throw. And I believe that's ball 3 as well.
I believe so. I didn't. The base runner stole my attention there, but I believe that was ball 3.
Divis checked his swing, didn't go. The fastball was high, so the count is 3-0 to Divis, and Colby Robinson gets a stolen base, and he will be on second. So good hitters count from Divis. I'd assume first at bat of the year, probably taken all the way. Here it comes from Javis Stewart.
No,
and he is swinging. Ground ball to the right side. Second baseman Daniel has it. The throw to first is in time. For the second out of the inning, advances Robinson to third base.
Move the runner up, but with 2 outs, still going to need a base hit here to score.
You know, I don't know. 3-0. Runner on second, 1 out. As good of stats as he had, and it appears he's a good hitter. I guess if you're a good hitter though, you get what you like.
I like the confidence, but first inning, it's surprising, but I do like the confidence from him there.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks, Jared Martin. Out of Stephen F. Austin, takes fastball down the middle for strike 1. Jared is going to be in left field tonight. Jared plays first base as well, so he will be around in the outfield and in the infield this year. The 0-1 to Martin. Curveball misses away. Good eye by Jared, and the count is even at 1-1. I guess, though, in an early game like this, it doesn't have any bearing on conference standings. You might as well see what your players got. See what you got working for you. Here comes the 1-1 from Stewart. Martin checks his swing, but the curveball catches the outside corner, and it's a 1-2.
No hits, 1 out.
The 1-2 is down and in the turf, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Martin, a freshman at Stephen F. Austin. Here comes the 2-2, a curveball. Misses outside again, so Jared laying off that outside curve, Stewart's not getting the chase, and count is worked full. Matt Munoz is on deck for the Larks. Here comes the payoff pitch from Javis Stewart. Robinson leads from third. Curveball, strike 3 called on the outside corner. And that is the inning. A nice job by Stewart there. So for the Larks in the bottom of the first, no runs, no hits, 1 Cougar error, and the Larks leave 1 man on base. We are through 1 inning here in the 2018 season at Larks Park. Cougars on top, 1-0. We will be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park in Hayes. Skeffington out for his second inning of work. Leading off for the Cougars is number 7, Mike Coletta, and he grounds sharply to the first baseman, John Renzel, and there's quickly one away for Nick here in the top of the second inning. Coming to the plate now for the Cougars, the third baseman, number 17, Kyle Robbins. Robbins is a senior at Arizona Christian College. Comes the pitch from Skeffington. Ground ball to the shortstop, Robinson. Fields, pumps, and throws a bullet over to Renzel at first in time, and there's two away. So, well, one thing's for sure, Colby has an arm.
Yeah, for sure. That was he's pretty deep there in the hole at short, and
double pumped.
It double pump and still made a heck of a throw over to first. Pulled the first baseman off the bag a little bit. It's kind of close, but still got the out. So.
John did a nice job of keeping his foot on and making sure he got the out.
Yep, absolutely.
Coming to the plate now for the Cougars with two down, the left fielder, number 15, Josh Malashok. Malashok also from the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Here comes the pitch from Skeffington. Curveball in the turf. For ball one. 1-1 the count now. Skeffington out of the windup. Here comes the 1-1 to Malashok. Checks his swing, but he goes around, and it's 1-2. So we heard earlier that there's going to be a lot of guys pitching tonight, probably 2 innings. This will probably be Nick's last inning of work tonight. A lot of position changes as the pitch from Skeffington, a really big, loopy 12-6 curve, fouled off. And so
that thing had about a foot of break on it.
I'm assuming for you that's running the book, that's not going to be. It's a bookie's nightmare here when we're subbing in and out.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of pitching changes tonight, but
fastball high and away is fouled out of play to the right side by Malashok, and count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Skeffington looking for a quick inning of work here as he delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss. A beautiful off-speed pitch. Malashok's down on strikes, and the Cougars are down in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We are through an inning and a half here at Larks Park. Cougars on top 1-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park. Java Stewart back to the mound. Larks will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Leading off is the center fielder, number 6, Matt Munoz. Munoz is a junior at Abilene Christian. He's from Euless, Texas. So another Texas boy. Larks have been getting a lot of Texas kids the last couple of years. And, you know, any place you can get a baseball player from the South can't be a bad thing. They play a lot of baseball down there.
Not a bad place to get your players from, that's for sure.
Ooh. Munoz is going to bunt, lays down a pretty decent bunt. Stewart is off the mound quickly, and his throw is up the line a little bit, and it pulls the first baseman, Casey, off the bag. and Munoz is on. I'd give him a hit. It's a decent enough bunt.
It wasn't a, and it looks like the umpires are going to converse here.
I thought he kept his foot on the bag.
I really did too. Yeah, from up here, to recap, Munoz came off the mound. Munoz came off the mound to make a throw after a good. Sorry, not Munoz. Munoz was the one who bunted. Stewart came off the mound.
He made a nice play off the mound.
Munoz laid down a pretty good bunt. Stewart made the throw to first. It pulled the first baseman off, but to me, it looked like he kept his foot on and got him.
Long enough.
He definitely pulled off, but
I think they're calling Munoz out at first, and I think they made the right call there.
I think so, too. The home plate umpire came up and started talking to the first base umpire, and I think he saw something the first base umpire didn't. But I do think they got the right call there, in all fairness.
Now batting for the Larks from Eastern Michigan University, the first baseman, number 33.
First baseman John Rensell Jr. coming to the plate now for the Larks. He digs in on the left side. Big boy.
Again, forgive me if I'm mixing up names tonight because
I'm
learning on the fly.
You know, it's tough in the first inning when Michael Anastasia made that nice sliding play in right field. I was like, the right fielder. I don't know I don't know his name. I don't know who's out there yet. So it's going to take a little while. So bear with us if we struggle on names for just a few nights.
Yeah.
Rensell digs in here to face Stewart. One down in the bottom of the second inning. The pitch fouled off by Rensell off the catcher, and it's 0-1. Still waiting on a couple of players to come in for the Larks. Larks still waiting on pitcher Carlos Tavera, outfielder Clayton Raspberry, and catcher Easton Kirk. They are the only three that are not here for the Larks as Rensell flies out to the left fielder. Malashak, who will take a couple steps to his left, camp under it, and put John away for the second out of the inning.
Tonight's beverage batter, the catcher number 3 from the University of Texas at Arlington, Cole Solomon.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the catcher tonight, number 3, Cole Solomon. Cole is a sophomore from Coppell, Texas. He played ball this year at Fort Scott Community College on his way to UT Arlington. As the first pitch from Solomon is at the ankles of... The first pitch of Stewart is at the ankles of Solomon, and it's 1-0. Two outs, nobody on here in the second. Solomon lines it foul past the first base coach. And he is quickly down, or it's 1-1 now, excuse me.
Just a little bit in front of that one. That was a nice rip.
Either way, tough night to hit. You get a gusty south wind that's blowing pretty much straight in from center field.
Yeah.
And that pitch bounces in front of the catcher, Coletta, and it's 2-1 on Solomon.
They better get used to it, though, because when you're playing in Hayes, you're always going to have to deal with that wind.
That is true. Comes the 2-1 from Stewart. Fouled off by Solomon, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Solomon digs back in. Stewart's ready. Here comes the 2-2. Curveball, I believe it was a curveball. Off speed of some kind.
Just a little low there.
Misses low, and the count is full to Cole. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed by Solomon, and another nice inning by Stewart as the Larks are done in the second. For the Larks in the second, no runs, no hits, no Cougar errors, and nobody left on base after 2 complete here in Hayes. Denver Cougars on top of the Larks, 1-0. We will be right back here on the Larks Network. And we're back here on the Larks Network, top of the third inning. So Nick Skeffington will make his way back to the mound for the Larks as the first pitch of the inning is low for ball one. Leading off for the Denver Cougars is the first baseman, number 33, Rob Casey. The 1-0 from Nick. Changeup.
Ooh, yep.
Gets Casey out in front, evens the count at 1.
Great changeup there.
The 1-1 from Nick, another changeup, catches the corner, and 1 ball and 2 strikes to Casey. Casey, a sophomore at Amherst College in Massachusetts. As the curve.
Wow, that's a devastating curve there.
Skeffington retires Casey via the K. Rob Casey really didn't have much of a chance on that at bat.
No, sir.
1 down here for the Cougars as Bobby Bundy makes his way to the plate. Local kid, Emporia State product from Andover, Kansas, as Skeffington delivers the first pitch and off speed low for ball 1. The 1-0 from Skeffington. Fastball lined into left field, actually kind of looped out there, and that'll get down for a base hit, and Bundy, the designated hitter tonight for the Cougars, is aboard with 1 out. I think Skeffington might have found something with that changeup.
For sure, yeah. His curve is, he's really got that going too. His off-speed pitches are really working tonight.
Denver will turn the order over now as Scott Martinez, the leadoff hitter, is back to the plate for his second AB. 1 man on, 1 man out for the Cougars here in the third. As Martinez fouls it out of play to the right. Denver on top 1-0 here at Larks Park. Scored that run via leadoff walk, a wild pitch, and a sac fly.
Yeah, kind of a weird sequence there, but it's the only run we've got so far, so it's been a pretty good pitching performance from both guys tonight.
Skeffington drops an off-speed pitch on the inside corner, and Martinez is down 0-2 very quickly.
Ooh.
The 0-2. Backing him off the plate a little
bit
bit
of
there.
chin music there, yeah.
Comes the 1-2 as Skeffington stares down Bundy at first base.
Ooh, very close there.
I believe that was another changeup, missing just outside.
Just outside. I don't know how you lay off of that with 2 strikes, but
he did.
He did.
Comes the 2-2 from Skeffington. High leg kick from the lefty. Low and inside.
Full.
And after falling behind 0-2, Scott Martinez comes back and works the count full. Here comes the payoff pitch to Martinez. Belted to left field. That one is going to find its way out of play, though, and just a long foul ball.
That was a well-hit ball. I was just praying it would go foul.
It's the Skeffington will work out of the stretch and deliver the full count pitch again, and Martinez will call for time here and reset himself. Here comes the payoff pitch once again from Skeffington. Curveball, strike 3 called.
Got him.
And Martinez knew it. And he is the second out of the inning. The off speed is working for Skeffington tonight.
Great curveball there. There's nothing Martinez could do with that, really. It was an amazing pitch, and he's got 2 guys now in this inning with that curveball, and so 2 strikes for Skeffington this inning alone. 2 strikeouts.
The one pitch he kind of left over the middle and gave up that soft hit was his fastball.
Yeah. It wasn't a well struck ball. It was just a little blooper out into left center, but other than that, great inning so far from Skeffington.
The pitch, strike on the outside part of the plate as Matthew Sanchez is back up at the dish for his second AB. 1-1 count. Comes the pitch from Skeffington, high and away for ball 2, and now Cole Solomon's going to run out and have a word with Nick. Maybe they got crossed up or something there for a second.
Yeah. 2 outs, you want to get this inning finished up. It's been a good one.
Here comes the pitch from Nick. There goes the runner, Bundy. The throw down from Solomon on the bag. Not in time.
Ooh. Wow. Well, the pitch was a strike.
The ball was a little bit short. It looked like...
It was a bit of a short throw.
It looked like Hager had to kind of pick it from in front of the bag and whip around, and I think that was the difference. I still thought he got him. But
I'm about 100 yards away, but it looked like he got him, but he's there at second. Still 2 down, and now there's 2 strikes, so...
2 strikes to the hitter, Sanchez, and Skeffington will work from the stretch, delivers the pitch. And now he's going to flip around and...
He can't find one of these. So at the end, can he just take a picture of yours? Yeah. Okay. He said you could take a picture.
Two and 2 the count on Matthew Sanchez. Bobby Bundy on second base. 2 down for the Cougars here in the top of the 3rd. Here comes the pitch from Skeffington. Curveball. Wow. No chance yet again.
Got him again.
Matthew Sanchez goes down swinging, and Nick Skeffington strikes out the side.
Great inning from Skeffington.
So for the Cougars in the top of the 3rd, they score no runs on 1 hit, no Larks errors, and they leave a man on base. After 2.5 innings here at Larks Park, Denver's still on top of Hayes, 1-0. We'll be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here on the Larks Network, bottom of the 3rd inning. Stewart back to the mound for the Cougars. Michael Anastasia leads off for the Larks.
Anastasia had a nice sliding catch back in the 1st inning. Let's see what he can do at the plate.
I believe in, I guess all the years I can remember following the Larks, Michael is probably the farthest away from where he's...
Where's he from? Wow. Yep.
He's from Jameson, Pennsylvania. That's just a little jaunt here to western Kansas to play ball.
A little bit, yeah. Plays for NJIT, which I assume is New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Bingo. And the pitch from Stewart. Anastasia flies it out into no man's land in right field. It's going to drop between the right fielder, first baseman, and second baseman. And, you know, just like the Cougars got a kind of a weak little bloop single in the top half of the inning, Larks get their first hit of the ball game on a little
it's just
perfectly placed pop-up.
It's just one of those plays. It was right in between the right fielder, second baseman, and the first baseman. Real tough play, but hey, get on base however you can.
Take the hits, take the base runners any way you can get them, I guess. Batting now for the Larks, a name we haven't really mentioned yet tonight, the second baseman, Devin Hager. Hager.
Looks like he's from Michigan.
Plays for the Eagles up at Central Michigan. He's a sophomore.
I believe it's Eastern Michigan. Yeah, Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. The Central Michigan is the Chippewas.
There you go.
As the first pitch from Stewart misses low and away for ball number 1. So the leadoff man is on for the Larks here in the bottom half of the third. Let's see what they can see if they can get Anastasia around here and tie the game.
I would like to point out that Stewart's no-hitter is officially over.
There we go. 1-0 from Stewart. Outside once again, a little high, a little away. And Hager is out ahead 2-0. Comes the 2-0 to Devin Hager, and Stewart will spin and fire to first base, keeping Michael Anastasia honest over there on the bag.
He doesn't have much of a lead, but he's just keeping him honest there.
Comes the pitch.
There we go.
Lined into right field. That's going to drop in front of the right fielder, Sanchez, for a base hit. Anastasia will stop at second. Back-to-back singles for Anastasia, Hager, and the Larks. Have them in business here. 2 men on, no men out in the bottom of the third.
Well, you mentioned earlier that the Larks are going to be a contact kind of team this year, and that's looking to be true so far. A couple of singles have guys on second and first with no outs, and the top of the order coming up, so you couldn't really ask for better there.
You know, if your 7, 8, 9 men at the bottom of the order can get on base for you,
yep,
you know, you're destined for decent things. It's always good to have the bottom of the order on base.
Absolutely. We'll see if the top of the order can do any damage here. Robinson got on an error his first time up.
So maybe the Larks starting to get to Java Stewart a little bit here in the third, as he will pitch to Colby Robinson. Robinson going to lay down a bunt, a beautiful sack bunt, as Stewart will field and throw to Casey at first to retire Colby for the first out of the inning. However, he does exactly what he is told to do. Gets Anastasia and Hager into scoring position with 1 down.
Wasted no time there. First pitch, he was laying down that bunt, and it was a beautiful bunt, and he did the job.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks will be third baseman number 12, Ryan Randall. Randall was a strikeout victim back in the first. See if he can poke something out into the outfield grass and give us a lead here. First pitch from Java Stewart. Fastball high for ball number 1.
Really the first opportunity from the Larks. Real good opportunity. Got 2 guys in scoring position with just 1 out.
Here comes the 1-0 to Ryan. Swings through a breaker. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, we were talking about Skeffington's curveball, but Stewart's got a pretty good one,
Stewart's got a good one as well. One pitch from Java Stewart. Randall swings through another one. And there's a ball and 2 strikes. So it's unfortunate that tonight's going to be kind of a pitch by committee kind of game, because this is shaping up to be a real pitcher's duel.
Absolutely. I mean, at some point you got to ask, do we really want to change pitchers? I understand the reasoning behind it, trying to see as many arms as you can in the first game, but these two are pitching lights out so far.
Comes the 1-2 from Stewart. Fastball.
That might
poked out into right. Will not get over the second baseman. as Taylor Daniel makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch to retire Randall. And Anastasia and Hager will have to stay put. There's 2 away now in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, that was a great catch there. He saved 2 runs. A little over-the-shoulder catch. This little bloop shot out into right field. It looked initially like it was going to drop, but a great play by their second baseman there.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the designated hitter tonight, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Divis grounded out to the second baseman in his first AB tonight. So let's see if we can get some clutch hitting here. 2 down in the 3rd. Larks got a pair in scoring position, trailing 1-0 to the Cougars here in the 3rd inning. First pitch to Wyatt. Swings through a curveball, and it's 0-1.
Figure this is the best guy to have up in this situation. Designated hitter in the 3 spot.
Middle of your order.
Yep.
Stewart gets his sign from Coletta. He's set. Here comes the 0-1 to Wyatt. Ground ball fielded by the second baseman. Daniel to slide the throw to first in time. And Stewart works his way out of danger. Larks get no runs on 2 hits, no Cougar errors, and they leave 2 men on base. We move to the 4th inning here at Larks Park. Cougars still out on top, 1-0. And we're back here at Larks Park, top of the 4th inning. Skeffington back to the mound.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going with what you said.
I mean, when a guy's going like this, it's going to be tough to pull him out of the game, although he has fallen behind 2-0 here to his first batter in the 4th.
Which is the shortstop Rivera Shaheen. Off speed in there for strike 1. So the off speed's his best friend so far tonight.
Absolutely.
He's got everything. He's got all his secondary pitches working.
Absolutely. There it is again.
There's another one. Drops it in perfectly, painting those outside corners.
We are absolutely witnessing a pitcher's duel here. Wow. Wow.
Gone.
Wow.
Bye.
Amazing.
If I'm at the plate, I'm just, no.
I mean, sometimes you just
Kudos
gotta tip
to
your
you.
cap and just say, you got me,
4 strikeouts for Skeffington, 5.
Oh, more than that. Look, that was his 7th.
7 Ks for Nick Skeffington as the first pitch to Taylor Daniel, the second baseman, is in there for strike 1, another curveball. So Skeffington's putting together quite a pitching performance here so far tonight. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses up and away, evens the count. I do see action in the Larks bullpen, however. The 1-1 to Daniel.
Oh, wow.
Driven deep to left field. That ball is way back and way foul.
That's a loud strike, but
Loud strike number 2 as that ball did leave the park.
absolutely. Luckily, though, it hooked foul. You're right, though. I do see a little action in the Larks bullpen.
Ground ball to Robinson. Robinson falls down on the turf. Again, he slips. He slipped rounding first before when he was base running. So I don't know if he's got a little cleat issue there or something.
I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and give Daniel an infield single.
That's going to be an infield single for Taylor Daniel. And, the thing is Robinson made the throw to first from his butt, and he almost got him.
He almost got him. That guy has quite the arm.
So a one-out single for Taylor Daniel brings to the plate the catcher, number 7, Mike Coletta. Coletta was a ground-out victim to the first baseman in his first at-bat as Skeffington checks on Daniel at first base. Comes the pitch to Coletta. Off speed, catches the outside corner for strike number 1.
Ouch.
Another off speed, that's fouled off. Coletta fouls it off his foot. And it's 0-2 very quickly on the Cougars catcher. One-two count now to Coletta. Here comes the pitch from Skeffington. Curveball low and in the turf. Evens the count at 2. Skeffington looking for a ground ball here to maybe get the Larks back into the dugout. Here comes the pitch. There it is to the third baseman, Randall to Hager to Rensel. That is a 5-4-3 double play. And the Larks are out of the inning for the Cougars in the top half of the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit. No Larks errors, nobody left on base. We move to the bottom half. Denver Cougars still on top, 1-0.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
And we're back here at Larks Park in Hayes. Bottom of the 4th inning. Jared Martin leading off for the Larks. Java Stewart back to the mound for the Cougars. First pitch off speed, strike number 1. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to find center field, and Jared Martin is on with a leadoff single for the Larks. So back-to-back innings. Larks get a leadoff single.
Yep. Another leadoff single to start the fourth, so hopefully this time a different outcome.
Center fielder, Matt Munoz.
Coming to the plate now for Hayes, tonight's center fielder number 6, Matt Munoz. Jared Martin, the left fielder, on first base. Nobody away here in the fourth. Denver starter still in the ball game. You know, I was told it was going to be a pitch by committee type of night, but both starters looking to get through 4.
I think you were lied to. There we go.
Base hit. Matt Munoz into right field. Martin's going to round second on his way to third. It gets by the right fielder, Sanchez, and that is going to be a single for Matt Munoz, advancing to second base on the air by the right fielder, Matthew Sanchez, and the Larks are in business here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Yeah,
2 men in scoring position, nobody away.
Singled out to right field, and the right fielder there,
Booted it, looked like.
Sanchez for the Cougars just misplayed that ball out in right field, and that allowed runners advance to second and third. So same position the Larks were in last inning, except now they don't have any outs. Last inning they had second and third.
I think they had one, yeah.
So
and
now an even better position here for the Larks.
As the coach for the Denver Cougars, Mark Cerullo, will take a trot to the mound, and he will visit with his infielders and pitcher, Java Stewart. Coming to the plate now for the Larks in a good position is tonight's first baseman, and number 33, John Renzel Jr.
And now we're starting to see some action out in the Cougars bullpen, as to be expected after the start to this inning.
Renzel's going to dig in on the left side. He flied out to the left fielder back in the second inning. Here comes the first pitch from Stewart. Major league fly ball out into foul ground in right field. Sanchez is over.
Wow, great play.
Makes the catch. Both runners will tag. It's going to go down as a sac fly for John Renzel, and he ties the game at 1 here in the bottom of the fourth.
Got to give credit where credit is due, though. That was a great catch out in right field. He leaned over the wall a little bit, ran into that right field wall, and still was able to make the catch in foul ground. But the Larks were able to score a run off of that and move a guy over to third. So got a runner on third with 1 out now. We got a tie ball game on our hands now.
Brand new ball game as Matt Munoz leads from third base. Cole Solomon, the hitter, his second time up to this evening. 1 man away, still a runner in scoring position for Hayes, looking to take their first lead of the season. First pitch.
That might just do it.
Pop up. Good into medium depth center field. Martinez makes the play. Munoz is going to test the arm. Throw is up the line, and back-to-back sac flies for the Larks, and it is 2-1 Hayes in the bottom of the fourth inning.
You know, whatever it takes, whatever it takes to get those runners in. At least this inning, the Larks were able to get those 2 guys in. A couple of sacrifice flies, just good situational hitting there, getting the job done.
Back to what we were told earlier about a small ball kind of team. They got them on, they got them in.
Absolutely.
2 down now, nobody on base. Michael Anastasia makes his way back to the plate for the Larks as he takes strike number 1 from Java Stewart. Second pitch swung on and missed. Curveball from Stewart, and it's 0-2.
We got 2 hits, 1 error. 2 runs.
The 0-2 swung on and missed. Anastasia is down on strikes, and the Larks are done. For the Larks in the bottom of the fourth, they score 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 Cougars error, and nobody left on base. We move to the 5th inning. Larks pick up the lead 2-1 over the Denver Cougars. We'll be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park on the Larks Network. We head to the top of the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Larks, number 24 from Emporia State and Scott City, Kansas, Sloan Baker. So Nick Skeffington's night is done. He goes 4 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and he strikes out 7. So a very nice night for Skeffington. He will not qualify for the win, though, as he did not pitch 5 innings. But regardless, a very nice outing for Nick.
Sloan Baker in to pitch for the Larks, and you probably heard of his brother, Ron Baker.
I'm sure as most have.
Most have. Played for 4 years for Wichita State and is now a member of the New York Knicks, last I heard.
He is, yes, a member of the Knicks. Baker's first pitch of the evening lined into left field for a lead-off single, and Kyle Robbins is aboard. So after the leadoff single, Josh Malashok will dig in on the right side. Robbins leads from first. Comes the pitch from Baker into the turf, and it's a 1-0.
Well, Skeffington in his first inning had to work around a bit of trouble, so we'll see how Baker handles it. Skeffington settled in quite nicely after that.
Comes the 1-0. Chopper to the third baseman. Randall will field and fires to first, no trouble. As Malashok is the first out of the inning, he does advance Robbins into scoring position at second base, however. So 1 down in the 5th. Rob Casey makes his way to the plate now for the Cougars.
Casey's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the 3rd inning.
The first pitch from Baker is fouled back towards the Larks dugout. So the Cougars have the tying run in scoring position with 1 away here in the top half of the 5th inning. Baker, a righty, doesn't throw completely over the top, but it's not a sidearm. It's about a 3/4.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it sidearm, but it's definitely 3/4. It's not straight over the top.
So he gets a sign from Solomon. Here comes the 0-1. And he's going to check on Robbins at second base as he's bouncing around a little bit out there. Off-speed pitch by Baker gets Casey to swing and miss, and it's 0-2.
Nice off-speed pitch there. Casey was way out in front of it, and now Baker's worked himself into a good count here.
Maybe, I can't take anything away from Skeffington. His off-speed was phenomenal, but maybe off-speed is the way to go with this lineup here for Denver.
It's looking like it.
It has had them all off. Nobody's been able to pick up the curve. As the 0-2 from Baker, here it comes. Curveball. Casey wanted to chase, and now they got Robbins in a rundown, and Solomon makes a wide throw to second base, and Casey will be back in safely.
Good job there to keep that one from going out into center field.
Second, so not a very well.
Yeah, little bit of an errant throw, but still a good job keeping it in the infield.
Not a well executed run down there by the Larks, but a nice play there to keep it to keep Robbins on second.
Yeah.
That ball gets into right center. He's at least getting third.
At least, yeah.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rob Casey. As Kyle Robbins leads from second base, 1 man away here in the 5th. Pitch from Sloan Baker, curveball in the dirt. And the count is now even at 2. Two balls and 2 strikes as Casey digs back in on the right side. Baker is set. Here comes the 2-2. Little looper, fly ball into center field, left center. Munoz will range over, make the play. A strong throw back into Robinson. That's short, and there's no advance from Kyle Robbins, and there are 2 away here in the top half of the 5th inning.
Nice communication there in the outfield. It was right between the center and right fielder, but Munoz called him off and made the catch. Good play out there.
Well, that ball was hit into center, and it had a lot of tailspin on it.
It had a lot of tailspin, and it just kept hooking and hooking and hooking. But nice play, and the runner is held at second, and now 2 outs.
Bobby Bundy, the designated hitter for the Cougars, makes his way to the plate now. Still a runner in scoring position for Denver. 2 away as Sloan Baker delivers the first pitch. Strike number 1 on the inside corner. Good fastball by Sloan there to freeze Bundy.
So again, Baker had a guy hit a single off him first batter, but he's worked around it pretty well.
Comes the 0-1 from Baker. Inside, almost gets Bundy on the pant leg, but just ball 1. See if Sloan can make 1 or 2 more good pitches here and work his way out of trouble after that leadoff, that sharply hit leadoff single.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-1. Fastball up and in, 2 balls and a strike.
Bundy is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single back in the 3rd inning.
Here's Baker's 2-1. Fastball low. 3 balls and 1 strike now to Bobby Bundy.
Almost caught him off a second there again.
He's getting out there.
He's cheating out there at second. A ball in the dirt. Got away from the catcher a little bit, but good job holding him on there at second. He's really eager to take third there, apparently.
Comes the 3-1 to Bundy.
Tried to check his swing.
Bundy tries to check his swing, but he does go, and Sloan works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs for the Cougars here in the 5th.
You know, this is just me wondering here, but did the Larks normally have 2 umpires? Because it looks like there's only 2 umpires out there.
You know, you make a good point, and I do know the answer to that question. There are 3. Supposed to be 3
That's
umpires.
That's what I thought. And because I saw that, I was like, well, I wonder who's going to make that call there on the check swing, and I looked down to first, and nobody was there. And so,
yeah, I don't know. I didn't even notice that until you brought it up.
I didn't notice it until now either, but must have been only able to get 2 umpires tonight.
Here comes the payoff pitch from Baker. In the dirt, ball 4, and Bobby Bundy is going to take a jog down to first base. 2 men on with 2 outs here for the Cougars as they turn the lineup over once again, and Scott Martinez will make his way back to the plate.
And Martinez is 0 for 1 tonight. He walked in his first at bat, came around to score, and in his second at bat, he struck out looking.
Martinez digs in on the right side. First pitch by Baker. Sharp ground ball, foul past the Denver third base coach. And it's 0-1.
I don't have an exact count, but Baker has thrown a lot of pitches this inning. But he has not surrendered a run yet, so hopefully he can work out of this.
He did a nice job getting himself in position to get out of the inning after giving up that leadoff single. You know, you give up a leadoff single, and it could go one of a few different ways. Your inning. I mean,
He did walk the last batter, but I mean that's not the worst thing in the world.
Especially with an open base at first,
Yeah.
you're not advancing the runner.
Yeah.
He's already in scoring position, and
Yep.
you figure a single will score him anyway. So definitely not the worst thing that could have happened there. So 1-1's the count here to Martinez. Into left field, they're going to test the arm of Martin, and no, they will not. They will hold. Robbins at third. And that's going to load the bases for the Cougars here with 2 down in the 5th. So Sloan did a nice job of getting himself to 2 outs, giving himself a chance to work out of the inning. But a walk and a single here with 2 outs have them loaded for the Cougars. And
no damage yet, though. Still a chance to...
Matthew Sanchez now the hitter.
Still a chance to come out of this unscathed, though. So Sanchez is 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts.
See if we can get ourselves out of danger here. Sloan Baker going to work from the windup now with the bases full. Actually, a really short windup.
Yeah.
As the first pitch is a fastball in there for strike number 1. He's squared like he's in the windup, but it's just 1-2 bang.
Yeah. Interesting delivery there.
Fastball is high, evens the count at 1. And that is weird because he doesn't even turn that back foot. He just goes once with the front, twice with the front, and up.
Yeah.
And
a little bit of a mound visit.
Initially that'd catch me off guard if I'm a hitter and I'm expecting a guy in the windup and he's just to the plate.
Yeah.
1-1 the count here to Sanchez. Bases are full of Cougars in the top of the 5th. Ooh. Close, but not quite in the zone, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Larks clinging to a 2-1 lead thanks to back-to-back sac flies in the bottom of the 4th. Ground ball past the Larks dugout is foul, and 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here. Deuces.
Yep, good chance here for Baker. He's got 2 strikes on him now, and let's see if he can get out of this little jam.
There comes the 2-2 from Sloan Baker.
Time is called there.
I don't know. It's not really a habit because I haven't ever called a game or even really been around much of Ron Baker. But I just want every time I want to say Ron Baker.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's going to take a little getting used to.
Ooh! Wow! If that missed, it didn't miss by much.
Well, and you're not the only one thinking that didn't miss. The majority of the crowd and about 8 of the Larks players starting to walk off the field
the
there.
Catcher started to stand up there. It certainly looked good, but
comes
nonetheless,
a very big pitch here for Sloan.
Nonetheless, full count.
Here go the runners. Into left field, base hit. In comes 1. Here comes 2. Misplayed by Martin in left, and the Cougars are going to get 2 on a 2 RBI single by Matthew Sanchez, and they regain the lead. It's 3-2. So how big now does that potential missed call loomed at the plate?
That's a tough one. I mean, it certainly looked like it caught the outside part of the plate, and now it's next pitch, the guy hits a 2 RBI single. But, still got to work out of this inning. There's runners at the corner still, so.
Got to continue to make pitches.
Yep.
And now after a little confusion between Baker and Solomon, pitching coach Keith Harper is going to take a trip to the mound and give him a visit here and talk strategy, or what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Again, Taylor and I were just debating there. It's There was a single out to left field, and the first run scored, and the left fielder bobbled the ball a little bit, and just weren't quite sure if that second run would have made it in if he hadn't.
And it was a close play to where I was initially the third base coach was waving him around, but if he picks that ball cleanly, probably would have thrown on the brakes.
Most likely. But regardless, that was a clutch single there from Sanchez to get 2 runs in and give the Cougars a lead.
Coming to the plate now for the Denver Cougars, Rivera Shaheen grounds it to the second baseman. That's going to be through.
Nice play.
Actually, a nice play by Devin Hager, fielding that ball basically in the outfield grass.
Yeah.
Makes a throw. I think it was Baker covering first.
I do think the first baseman got back to cover.
Did he? I couldn't. Yeah. They were both right there. So,
but that's not your textbook second to first throw out there.
A nice sliding play by Devin Hager saves a run for the Larks. And the Cougars are done in the 5th for Denver in the top half of the inning. They score 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 Larks error, and they leave 2 men on base. We move to the bottom half of the inning. Denver regains the lead. They are on top 3-2. And we're back here at Larks Park in Hayes. Devin Hager leading off for the Larks here in the bottom half of the 5th. Java Stewart back to the mound for the Cougars. Done a nice job so far in the game. First pitch swinging for Hager. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw on the run by Steven Rivera Shaheen. A nice play to get Hager. And there's 1 away.
That was a nice play there at short. It was a little choppy single. Choppy hit there. It initially looked like the third baseman was going to come get it. But Rivera Shaheen made a nice play there to gun him out at first, and nobody on with 1 out for the Larks. Back to the top of the order, though.
Colby Robinson steps in for the Larks. His 3rd AB singled his last time up. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Excuse me. Robinson sack bunted runners over as he will fly out to right field. Sanchez twisting and turning out there, makes his way back towards the warning track to make the play. And there's a quick 2-up, 2-down for Stewart here in the 5th.
Third baseman, Ryan Randall.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the third baseman, number 12, Ryan Randall. He's going to bunt. That's a very nice bunt. Third baseman coming in. Fields makes a wild throw. Randall's going to round first, be on his way to second base.
There you go. Nice bunt down the third base line there, and the third baseman came charging in to make the throw and just threw it right past the first baseman.
He made a nice play to scoop it and then just didn't finish the throw and threw it to the wall out there behind first base. And
so that'll give Randall a single, and he goes to second on the throwing error from the third baseman.
You know what they say, it's never too late to start an inning, and nobody on 2 outs, and Larks have a runner in scoring position just like that. So Wyatt Divis coming to the plate now for Hayes, see if he can bring around Randall, and Larks can turn nothing into something here and get this game tied.
Divis is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the second baseman twice so far in this game.
Curveball low and in, and it's ball 1.
See if the Larks can get that run back here in the bottom half of the inning.
Want to know the count? Here comes the pitch to Wyatt Divis. Swings through a curveball, evens the count at 1.
Stewart is still working great out there.
Well, one thing I will say about the Larks, they are very aggressive at the plate.
Absolutely.
They are swinging at they haven't really struck out a ton. They're putting a bat on the ball. They're just not finding the holes, not hitting it quite as hard as they want to.
They have been aggressive at the plate, though.
As Divis fouls that one back towards the Cougars dugout, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 from Stewart. Divis into right field, a base hit. Here comes the runner. Here comes the throw. It's a good one. The slide, and Randall
safe.
Doesn't slide. He's in, standing up.
Amazing.
That's an RBI single for Wyatt Divis. And we got a brand new ball game once again. It's 3-3.
Wow. I mean, that was a nice throw in from right field, and didn't even slide. He just kept on running through the home plate.
I was anticipating, and here's the slide before it happened, and he didn't go down.
Yeah, well, got the job done, got the run in.
Regardless, the Larks 2-out rally turned nothing into something here, and
Sorry.
coming to the plate now is Jared Martin as Wyatt Divis leads from first base with 2 away here in the 5th.
Martin's 1 for 2. He had a single back in the 4th. He came around to score a run.
First pitch was a strike to Jared as Stewart's going to check on Divis, and Divis gives it a half slide, half crawl back to first base there. Not a very big lead to begin with. See if the Larks can string a couple more together. Never know. Get another one. Martin pops it straight up and back. That one looks like it does not get out of play. A nice catch by Mike Coletta to end the inning. So for the Larks in the bottom of the 5th inning, they get 1 run on 1 hit. No Cougar errors. And they leave 1 man on base. We are through 5 innings here at Larks Park. Hayes ties the game. It's 3-3.
And we're back here at Larks Park in the top of the 6th inning. My play-by-play guy, Taylor, went down to grab some beverages. It's quite hot up here in the booth, but we're getting ready to start the top of the 6th. The first pitch in from Baker is high for ball 1. Daniel's 1 for 2 tonight. He's singled in his last at bat. Foul tip back. The count is 1-1. As my play-by-play man returns.
Had to go get some beverages.
It is hot up here in the booth.
I'm sure many of the regulars that are around listening tonight, listening or watching, remember Alex Lopez from the last 2 years, pitcher from Texas Wesleyan in 2 seasons with the Larks, went 15-3 here in Hayes, was the ace, if you will. He is back in Hayes for the opener tonight, and he's going to join us here in the booth here in just a couple minutes at the end of the half, and we'll see how he's doing. So. Let's see, gotta get myself reoriented with the game here. So 1-2 count. As now Taylor Daniel will ground to Sloan Baker, who will run it over and flip it to John Renzel at first base, and there's one away. Now batting for the Cougars, their catcher tonight, number 7, Mike Coletta. Michael, I think I'll just let you talk about what they've done tonight if you want to for certain guys, because I keep messing it up. I have no idea.
That's all right. I got the score sheet in front of me. Coletta's 0 for 2. He grounded out to the first baseman in the second, and then in the 4th inning he grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. That was a big double play for the Larks that potentially prevented a Cougars rally.
Threat.
Yeah.
As he fouls the first one off back towards the Larks dugout. That pitch from Baker misses away. Count is even at 1. Pitch from Baker.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, so I guess it missed a little bit away, maybe low.
I think a little low. And
so 2 balls and a strike here to Coletta. And that one is definitely up and away.
On the pitch previous to that, they appealed down to the first base umpire. I guess he checked his swing. I wasn't quite sure, but nonetheless, it's a 3-1 count.
Ground ball fielded by Robinson. Pumps, throws in more than enough time to retire Coletta. He's the second out of the inning.
You know, I've only seen 3 grounders to him, but I can already say that Colby Robinson has an amazing arm there at shortstop. Looks like Kyle Robbins is up for the Cougars. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a ground out and a single. In the 5th inning, when he singled, he came around to score a run. But he's got nobody on with 2 outs.
Popped it up. Right fielder Anastasia will take it, make the play, and the side is retired. For the Cougs in the top of the 6th innings. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom half. Larks and Cougars tied at 3. And we're back here on the Larks Network, bottom of the 6th inning. Stewart back to the mound for the Cougars. Larks will send their 5, 6, and 7 to the plate. Matt Munoz will lead us off. Joining the booth now, former Larks pitcher Alex Lopez. As I mentioned last half inning, some of the regulars listening to us here will remember the name, seen him around. How you doing? Good to be back in Hayes?
Doing all right. Had some free time this weekend, so I thought I'd run up to Hayes and see what's going on, see the boys play, and take in some Kansas sun, I guess.
Hey, Kansas sun, Kansas wind. I guess there's nothing better, maybe.
There's nothing like it. Better, I don't know. Maybe there's something better out there, I'm sure.
There you go. How does it feel to be sitting in the stands and viewing as a strict fan, watcher of the game and not in technically in a uniform?
Yeah, it's weird. I graduated last year in the fall, and so I went to some school ball games down in Texas with my university team, and so it was kind of odd watching that for the first time, in 4 years not being able to do that. It'd be the first time in 2 years not being out here actually playing, and so it's a little different. It's not the same type of atmosphere. That's a line drive.
As Renzel takes one into the gap in right center, that's going to be two-bagger, and Renzel's going to test the arm. There's not going to be a throw to third. There is going to be a throw to third, and not in time.
Don't mind it. Frank Leo out there.
Coach Leo taking a tumble over the third baseman, but John Renzel into third with a one-out double. So understandably,
3 bases. That's a triple.
Or triple. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's good. It's kind of refreshing to get out here and not have the pressure that I've had, every season basically for the last 18 years of my life, realistically.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's cool to see these guys, the new kind of generation of players coming through. It's good. I'll be coaching, so I'm still getting a taste for the game for sure. So that's kind of helped. Kind of even the blow, I guess, and I've been
playing, but you got to stay around the game.
Of course, it's going to be hard for me to walk away completely. It wouldn't be my forte to do that.
So you mentioned your coaching, and you also mentioned you graduated from Wesleyan in the fall. What are you planning on pursuing? I know you're in music, but what kind of things are you looking to?
Yeah, my degree is music ed, so I was actually a long-term substitute teacher at a local high school, so I got to get some experience doing that, to get a fly ball out to left field, tag.
Yeah, so
won't have anything.
Not quite the right guy on third base to test the arm there.
He needed some oxygen after the triple. I'm sure they don't want to send him home. But I'm planning on just trying to find somewhere to work in the fall as a teacher. And kind of see where that goes. Go back and get my master's at some point in the next couple years, and kind of see where that goes. Maybe be a grad assistant for whatever baseball program I go to, wherever I get my master's, and kind of see what goes there. Playing days are probably done, but definitely going to be a part of the game, and just kind of see where things go from there.
Anastasia steps to the plate now with 2 down, and see if Michael can give the Larks the lead once again. The game's been back and forth. It started out as a pitcher's duel, and
really did.
As the 1-0 misses, so we'll keep you around here to the end of the half inning. And
don't mind it.
I know you did a couple games with me down in Oklahoma City last season.
Yeah, great time.
And Coletta's going to take a trip to the mound and visit Stewart. It's always it's so tough every season, especially at the beginning of the year, because you got new guys everywhere, and you're kind of swimming a little bit, looking for names and looking for who's where. And I know Michael made a really nice play out in right field in the first inning, and I was like, the right fielder
who
can't.
Is right field?
Don't know who that is, and
and that's just how it goes. And then we figure it out, and it's all good, no problems.
Anastasia swings through a Stewart. I think it was a fastball. Let's see. One for
Anastasia?
Yeah, what's he doing?
1 for 2 with a single.
Michaels 1 for 2 tonight with a single. It was the actually first hit of the game for the Larks. Kind of that little pop up into no man's land down the line, and it found a hole. So, Alex, other than Larks games, what do you got? Anything you want to do in Hayes, Kansas that you might have missed from your time here?
Spending some time with the host family and kind of just catching up with people that know who I am. I might know who they are. There's a lot more people that know who I am that I don't know.
For sure.
So trying to say hi to everybody. We got the Denver coach coming out to make a pitching change, I believe. We got the action in their bullpen.
And, I mean, this is still the starter, so you figure he's probably
done for the evening.
Pretty good night for Javis. 5 2/3, 3-run ball.
No, can't complain about it.
Start.
Did a pretty good job. Worked out of some jams. And we'll see if he's gonna pull him or not. Taking a long time to decide whatever it is. Might keep him in the game. We'll see if this comes back to bite him. But he's gonna leave him in the game and probably be his last hitter here and kind of see what happens.
Signaling something to the bullpen, I would assume probably.
He's trying to figure out if he's hot or not, and I'm not sure that kid understands what he's trying to tell him. Usually the shake of the hat, you would respond with a shake of the hat if you're ready to go and or not, but don't think he was understanding what was going on there.
Well, as you said, let's see if Devin Hager can make the Cougars pay here for not making the change.
That'd be nice. Late inning RBIs, they're hard to come by, but really important. See what we can do here.
Nice pitch there by Stewart, painting the outside black, and it's 0-1. I believe Hager has a hit. He 1 for 2. He singled, I think, to the right side. Curveball. Good job laying off of that one by Devin, and evens the count at 1-1.
Probably looking for some action here from the runners sometime early in this at-bat to see, kind of see what's going on. Got 2 down. Wouldn't surprise me if Coach Leo gets somebody rolling.
Well, in Anastasia, obviously I would not know because I've never seen any of these guys before, but Anastasia is one of those guys that it looks like he has some speed. He made a good break on that ball in right field earlier. Ran a long way.
The eye test does a lot for you. It looks like he's got something ready to go. And
there's a nice pitch called strike number 2 on the outside. And Stewart's definitely staying away from Hager on this at bat.
Definitely. Unless you got real good command of stuff, it's hard to just go inside just for the heck of it. So staying away is usually a pretty good bet. Got a lot of room on the right side. We'll see if we can get something going.
Line drive. Is it going to get over Martinez? It will not. Scott Martinez ranges back, makes the play, and that'll do it for the Larks in the 6th. No runs, a hit, no Cougar errors, and the Larks leave 2 men on base. We're through 6 here in Hayes. Larks and Cougars tied at 3. Alex, thanks. It's good having you back in Hayes. Good having you join the broadcast for a couple minutes, catching up with us.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
it. I'm sure the people
you guys
back
will have a
wherever
great
they're listening
season.
from. Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks.
Cool. We'll do.
And we're back here at Larks Park. Michael back in the booth with me here as we roll to the top of the 7th. Still 3-3 between the Larks and the Cougars. New pitcher for the Larks will be number 4, Fabian Muniz, a sophomore right-hander out of Arizona Western. He replaces Sloan Baker. Sloan's final line, he goes 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs. He walks 1 and strikes out none. Denver's going to send their 7-8-9 to the plate. Leading off will be the left fielder, number 15, Josh Malashak. So we will see what Fabian's got for us here.
Malashak's 0 for 2 tonight. He struck out, and grounded out to third.
First pitch, or second pitch swinging, I guess. Yeah, that is the first pitch. I thought the scoreboard had a ball in there that didn't belong.
No, there was. So it's 1-1.
Oh, it is? Okay,
yeah.
So it is 1-1. Okay. You look away for 2 seconds, and you're 4 pitches later, and Fabian looks to be, I think that he's throwing sidearm.
Yeah,
it appears.
So.
See if, a little different arm angle there. Ground ball to the second baseman. Hager rolls to his left field, tosses to Rensell for the first out of the inning.
Well, I'm sorry. Muniz?
Muniz. I believe it's Muniz.
Okay, I apologize. What I was going to say, though, is he's already off to a better start than the 2 previous pitchers. Although they did a nice job of working around some rocky starts. But Muniz comes in and sets down the first guy. And
strike number 1 to the first baseman, number 33, Rob Casey. He has a hit, doesn't he? At least one?
No, he's also 0 for 2 tonight.
Wow.
Strikeout and a fly out to center field.
There comes the 0-1 from Fabian. Swung on and missed, and the count is 0-2. Comes the 0-2. Popped foul. That one's going to find its way out of play over on the right side, and the count will remain no balls and 2 strikes.
It was nice to have a former Lark in and hear how he's doing these days.
Yeah, it's always nice. A lot of guys, they're either so busy or they live so far away that they just don't make their way back to Hayes. And Alex is one of those. Alex has been one of those guys. He spent multiple years here. He's a really friendly, crowd, people-oriented guy.
Yeah.
And he is the type of kid that'll come back and see the people that he's come to know and come to make friends with here in Hayes. And it's always nice to see those guys come back and spend some time in town.
Casey fouls another one off. He's battling here. Although he is down 1-2. And he steps out, calls time there.
Line at Colby Robinson.
Ooh.
Makes a nice play on a ball that got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that was a missile.
It was one of those where you don't really know if you're going to have to jump or not, and then the ball's on you before you can even react, and you kind of put a little hop into the air.
Yeah, but again, a good play there by Colby Robinson. Just again, we're talking about the eye test in the last inning. I can already tell that kid's a great shortstop.
Coming to the plate now for the Cougars is Bobby Bundy, the designated hitter tonight in the 9-hole.
It's unusual to see the DH batting 9th, but he's had a good night. He's 1 for 1, a single and a walk, and he came around to score a run back in the 5th inning.
Comes the 1-0 from Muniz in there for a strike. So Fabian looking to finish off a quick inning here for the Larks, get him back in the dugout. Comes the 1-1. Ground ball off the plate. Muniz going to come off the mound. Fields tosses to Rensell. And it's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Fabian Muniz. We are through 6.5 here in Hayes, and we are still knotted up at 3.
I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here in Hayes, bottom of the 7th inning. Larks will send the top of their order, 1, 2, and 3. Colby Robinson leading it off. New pitcher for the Denver Cougars will be number 20, Tyler Phillips. He's a freshman right-hander out of the University of Nebraska at Omaha. We'll have Java Stewart's line for you here in just a second as the first pitch to Robinson is in there for strike number 1. Here it comes from Phillips. Curveball away. Count is even at 1. Comes the 1-1. A loopy 12-6 curve drops in there for strike number 2. Here comes the 1-2 from Phillips to Robinson.
Hit him.
Off the hand, and that off the left wrist. That one didn't feel good. Hopefully he is okay and doesn't have any problems with that wrist.
That's a tough place to take a pitch right there.
I've seen a lot of professional athletes land on the 10-day DL after getting hit in the wrist. Michael, what do we have for a line on?
I'm about to get it to you.
About to?
Right now.
As Robinson looks to be okay, takes his place at first base. Ryan Randall, the hitter now for Hayes. The line for Java Stewart, 6 innings pitched, gives up 6 hits, 3 runs. He walks 1 and strikes out 4. So not a terrible night for Javas.
Pretty good.
First appearance of the summer. You know, had a couple weeks off, and
pretty good first start for him.
Ryan's going to look to bunt. That's a good bunt. Third baseman charges fields nicely. The throw low. Nice scoop by Rob Casey to make sure they get 1. And that's going to be a sac bunt for Ryan Randall as Colby Robinson moves into scoring position at second base with 1 out.
It was a nice play there by the third baseman to come up and charge up on that ball. Throws a little short, and then another nice play by the first baseman to scoop it.
You know, if
it was a great bunt.
If we were right about one thing tonight, I think we got the Larks being a small ball contact hitting team 100% correct.
Yeah, that's for sure. There haven't been many really well struck
doubles.
Balls. Yeah, but as long as you can get it done somehow, that's all that really matters.
Fastball from Phillips misses to Wyatt Divis, the designated hitter, stepping in with 1 out and a runner on scoring position. So let's see if the Larks can get the lead back here and set it up nicely for the back end of the pen. Divis fouls 1 out of play over to the left side, and
Divis is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got 2 groundouts and a single, an RBI single, back in the 5th inning.
Here comes the 1-1 from Phillips. Curveball stays outside, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Well, I mean, he's not been given that outer half, that outer part of the plate, but at least he's being consistent with it.
That's all you can ask for is consistency.
Yeah.
Another off speed. That one's going to be a little bit farther outside. And
no question about that one, yeah.
Divis has worked himself into a good hitter's count at 3 balls and a strike. Less than 2 outs and a runner on scoring position. Here comes the 3-1 to Wyatt. Inside, that's going to be a walk to Divis, and there are runners on first and second. So, again, Larks get another base runner. Not the worst thing that could happen for the Cougars. Puts the double play back into effect to get out of the inning, especially with that open base at first. You know, you never want to walk guys, but
it's up to the Larks now to make them pay for that. Martin is 1 for 3 tonight with a single. Came around to score.
So Jared Martin, now the hitter for the Larks, playing left field tonight from Stephen F. Austin. Comes the pitch from Tyler Phillips. Martin on that fastball as he fouls it back to the screen. 0-1.
That guy is tall.
Jared Martin?
Yeah. I don't know if they have heights and weights in this. No, they don't, but
I do know that, well, as Phillips, there goes Robinson. Here comes the throw to third.
Got him.
He got him. The throw beat him, and, you know, that's almost always going to be, if the throw beats you,
yeah,
especially at this level with your you know, minus an umpire, if the throw's beating you, you're probably not going to.
Interesting choice there to double steal second and first with 1 out, and it doesn't pay off. The runner's thrown out at third, but guy at first does advance to second, but it is an 0-2 count now with 2 outs, so it's going to have to be a nice piece of hitting here from Martin to get that run in. As he calls
Martin
for time.
Taking a little bit too long for his liking, so he's going to call for time and regroup a little bit. There comes the 0-2 from Phillips. Swing and a miss. Down goes Jared Martin. And the side is retired for the Larks in the bottom half of the second inning. They score no runs, no hits, no Cougar errors, and the Larks leave 2 men on base. We're through 7 complete here in Hayes at Larks Park. Larks and Cougars still deadlocked at 3. And we're back here at Larks Park, 3-3 as we head to the top of the 8th. Fabian Muniz back to the mound for Hayes. Top of the batting order for the Denver Cougars. Center fielder Scott Martinez to the plate, as he will face Muniz for the first time. First pitch swinging, ground ball to Robinson. He will test out that hand,
Wow.
no problems.
You know,
as he makes another strong throw to first, and there's one away in the Cougar eighth.
he hit a short chopper there, and initially I was like, ooh, that's going to be a tough play, but Robinson's got a cannon over there at short.
We know he's got the cannon. You just think he's going to have the range. We haven't really had. He hasn't really had to range one way or another and make a long throw yet. But the long throw won't be a problem with that arm.
You're right. The range has not been tested, but the arm has, and
it's there.
It's there.
Coming to the plate now for the Cougars as he takes strike one is the right fielder, number 1, Matthew Sanchez.
Sanchez is 1 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, and a single.
As he swings through that Muniz delivery, and he's quickly 0-2, so Fabian is looking for another quick inning here.
Yeah, he's making short work of him so far.
Here comes the 0-2 to Sanchez. Fastball low for ball number 1.
Ooh. Just missed there on an off-speed pitch, a little up and in.
There comes the 2-2 from Fabian. That one misses, and the count is run full. A quick scoring update from the Jayhawk League. They enter the top of the 7th inning. The Liberals BJs on top of the Oklahoma City Indians 13-0 down in Liberal tonight. So
Ouch.
the BJs looking like they're going to get their season started off right as Sanchez takes a walk. So a nice job by Sanchez after falling behind 0-2 to draw a 1-out walk.
Went down 0-2 and then 4 straight balls. Good plate discipline there, and he puts himself on with just 1 away and the number 3 hitter up.
Coming to the plate now for the Cougars, number 11, Steven Rivera Shaheen.
Nice
sliding play by Hager to second for 1, to third
Wow.
for 2. 4, 6, 3, double play.
Great play.
Devin
Sliding.
Hager, Colby Robinson, John Rensell, and the Larks are out of the inning. For the Cougars in the top of the 8th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head to the bottom half. Larks Cougars tied at 3. This is the Larks Network.
Well.
And we're back here at Larks Park, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tyler Phillips makes his way back to the mound for the Cougars.
Leading off the 8th inning for the Larks, the center fielder, Matt Munoz.
5, 6, and 7 due up for Hayes, leading off the center fielder, number 6, Matt Munoz.
Munoz is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single. He came around to score back in the 4th inning.
He digs in for the 4th time. Here on the left side, he takes ball number 1 from Tyler Phillips. And the second pitch from Phillips is fouled straight back over us here in the press box for strike number 1. I'll tell you one thing, though, about the Kansas summers. It's not even summer yet, but it is dead hot and maybe real nasty in the daytime, but evenings like this,
perfect.
It is a gorgeous evening here at Larks Park as the 1-1 misses away for ball number 2. A more comfortable 85, It's
better
9-15.
Than 100, yeah.
And the 2-1 misses, so a good hitters count here for Munoz, and we'll see if we can get our leadoff man on here in the bottom half of the 8th.
He's got a hitters count here to lead off the inning.
Here comes the 3-1, lined right at the first baseman, Rob Casey, who makes the play, and Munoz is the first out of the inning. So one of the harder hit balls of the night, but right at the fielder.
One of the hardest hit balls I've seen tonight, but the hardest hit balls I've seen tonight have either gone foul or got caught by somebody. So
coming to the plate now for the Larks, the first baseman, number 33, John Renzel.
He is 1 for 2 tonight. He had a sacrifice fly back in the 4th inning that scored a run, and he tripled back in the 6th. So he has had a good night so far, a triple and an RBI. We'll see if he can get something started here in the 8th.
First pitch is high for ball number 1. Opposite end of the spectrum, that one misses low. 2-0 to Renzel. Here comes the 2-0. Curveball catches the outside corner for strike number 1. So, I'd like to get a run here.
Yeah.
But you kind of look at it and, opening day, potential excitement of a walk-off,
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. But
as Renzel fouls that back to even.
If I could be guaranteed a run now, I'd take it.
I'd take it as well, yep. You got to get... That win's more important.
Yeah.
I mean, a walk-off would be nice, but...
Yeah.
There comes the 2-2 from Tyler Phillips. Ties up Renzel, grounds it weakly to the second baseman. Daniel will field throw to first in time for the second out of the inning. Jam sandwich.
Yeah, sometimes just tied him up inside and a little dribbler out to second. No problem for the Cougars.
Coming to the plate now for Hayes, the catcher tonight for the Larks, number 3, Cole Solomon.
Solomon's 0 for 2, but in the 4th inning he had a sacrifice fly that scored a run. So he does have an RBI tonight.
Here comes the first pitch to Cole. He's going to bunt. Bunts it foul over the press box.
Looks like nothing's going on in the Larks bullpen, but there is a guy up in the Cougars bullpen.
I'd let Fabian's been...
He's pitched very well.
Fabian's thrown his 2 innings very well. I'd let him roll a little bit as Solomon swings through a high breaker, and it's 0-2.
He's faced six guys so far, and
double play
got the help with the double play, but yeah.
Comes the 0-2, swing and a miss, and a quick inning for Phillips as he retires the Larks. In order, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for Hayes in the bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th inning. We're still tied at 3. We'll be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park in Hays, Kansas. Fabian Muniz back to the mound to face the Cougars in the ninth. 4, 5, and 6 men up. Taylor Danielle up for Denver to lead off as he takes first pitch strike from Fabian.
Daniel is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled back in the 4th, but was part of that double play back in the 4th inning.
Comes the 0-1. Fouled out of play to the right. Quickly 0-2. So as we talked about last inning, you know, you're trying to get pitchers work, but you're trying to win a ball game too. And Fabian's thrown very well out of the pen here as he enters his 3rd inning. 3rd inning of work. Yeah,
definitely. He's, like I said before, you know, he's faced 6 batters, and again, he got help from the double play, but he's pitched very well, and he's ahead of Daniel here 1-2. So we'll see if he can keep it up and finish this game, and hopefully the Larks finish it in the home half of the inning.
1-2, curveball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Apologize for those of you watching the video broadcast, the occasional face or head across the camera as Fabian Muniz freezes Danielle for the first out of the inning. You know, it takes a lot of money to put together good broadcasts, and we do what we can here. The press box isn't very high above the stands, and we don't really have any other options besides putting the camera right here outside the window. So bear with us on that. It's worse at the beginning of the game when the players are selling tickets. It settles down a little bit.
He donates $50 back to the Larks. Thanks, Tony.
On that last at bat there, he absolutely froze Daniel with that breaking pitch. And now against Coletta, who's 0 for 3 on the night, with 3 groundouts, including a double play back in the 4th inning, as he falls behind 0-2.
Swings and misses on a curveball that didn't sniff the plate. Fabian did have 1 save this year at Arizona Western.
He's going for a win tonight.
Delivered the 0-2 low in the dirt for ball 1. Checked his swing, did not go. I believe 2-2 record for Fabian at Arizona Western, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I know his ERA was somewhere in the 3s. So, you know, a pretty good season's worth of work for Fabian for the Matadors.
The Matadors.
Arizona Western. We had a player from Arizona Western last season.
Interesting.
Here comes the 1-2.
Pretty close there.
Little low. And it's 2-2. I don't know where there's a missing, but the crowd doesn't seem to know either.
Little inside,
maybe. Your best guess?
My best guess was it was a little inside, but it certainly looked like strike 3.
There comes the 2-2 from Fabian. Line drive right at Devin Hager. Comfortably makes the catch. And there are 2 away here in the top half of the 9th.
Another well-struck ball. It just hit right to somebody. It's going both ways tonight, really.
It's been a really even game.
It has.
You know, all through and through on both sides, hitting and pitching and fielding. And Kyle Robbins steps in now for Denver, 2 away in the 9th. Fabian delivers. Go for it.
Sorry. I was just going to say Robbins is 1 for 3 tonight, and he singled back in the 5th and came around to score a run.
Here comes the 0-1. Might have caught the home plate umpire there.
I think it did. I think it did catch the home plate umpire. I think the catcher missed it because it was a low pitch. I think the catcher missed it and it hit the umpire's foot. So that can't feel good.
Here comes the 1-1 from Fabian Muniz. Strike number 2 on the outside corner. One more scoring update from the Jayhawk League. They enter the top of the 5th. Hayesville Aviators on top of the Kansas Cannons, 3-2 down in Hayesville tonight.
Muniz is trying to work another inning of solid play here.
Fastball misses away, and the count has run full to Kyle Robbins.
He's gone 2 2/3 and allowed just one guy on base.
And it was a walk.
It was a walk, yes. And it was snuffed out by a double play. But he's got a full count here. And he
3-2,
walked him.
just inside, and Kyle Robbins will reach base with the 2-out walk. So
Larks faithful
Josh Malashok will make his way to the plate now for the Cougars.
Larks faithful
John, as they do.
A little bit,
as they do.
But that one did appear to be inside.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
Here comes the first pitch to Malashok, strike number 1. Outside corner for Muniz.
Malashok's 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout and 2 groundouts.
Strike number 2. Fabian wasting no time, pumping the zone full of fastballs right now on the outside.
Now's where you whip out that curveball.
He quickly has Malashok in an 0-2 hole.
There it is. Ooh, no, a little low.
One misses low, almost in the dirt, and first ball.
Looked a lot better from up here. And then I realized the catcher had to go in the dirt to get it, so my mistake on that one.
Comes the 1-2, swing and a miss. Down goes Malashok, and down go the Cougars. For Denver in the 9th, no runs, no hits, no Larks errors. 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Larks are going to have a chance to walk it off. We're tied 3-3. We'll be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park in Hayes. Here we go. Bottom of the 9th, 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Larks. Leading off will be the right fielder, number 8, Michael Anastasia. Back to the mound for the Denver Cougars is number 20, Tyler Phillips.
Got to give a shout out to the Larks bullpen tonight. Baker and Muniz, after giving up 2, Baker settled in and Muniz has pitched well. The Larks haven't given up a hit since the 5th inning. So
popped it up, and that one's going to find its way well out of play over on the right side. 0-1 to Michael Anastasia.
So, the Larks bullpen has done what they can to keep them tied up, and we'll see.
After a really, really strong outing by Nick Skeffington. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings of work.
And, again, nice job by Baker to settle in. He didn't get rattled. And Muniz has pitched incredibly well. So I would expect to see him in the 10th if it goes there, but you just don't know.
I would assume there's no action out in the pen for the Larks, so it's going to be Fabian Muniz's game probably, if we get that far.
If we go that far, yes.
Anastasia takes strike 2 on the outside corner.
Anastasia's 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a walk.
Got the hitting started for the Larks with that.
Indeed, he did get the
little blue pop fly right down the line.
Could use another one of those right now.
Comes the 0-2. Michael swings and misses. That ball's going to get all the way to the backstop. And the home plate umpire is saying no contact was made, and Michael Anastasia is going to reach first on the strikeout and the pass ball. So the leadoff man is aboard for the Larks here in the 9th, and, I was going to say not the way you want to get it done, but at this point it doesn't matter. Get on base.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get the strikeout, credit for the strikeout, but the runner's at first.
And if he comes around to score, it don't matter.
I really thought that was a foul ball, but
I did too.
They say no contact, so the runner Anastasia is at first with nobody out. 9-hole up. I would think bunt here maybe, but again, I'm not Frank Leo, so I don't know. He is 1 for 3 tonight.
Devin Hager's made some pretty solid contact tonight so far, but yeah, you're thinking with no outs, you got to throw down a sack, especially with the way these guys seem to be able to bunt the ball.
There it is, straight back to the pitcher.
And he's it's gonna die enough. Hey, job is done.
Got the
Devin
job
Hager,
done.
and very nice sack bunt. First pitch again, and the Larks have the winning run in scoring position with just 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. So we've seen it 2, 3, 4 times tonight. The Larks have tried to put down bunts, and they've gotten them down. They have gotten the bunt down every time they have attempted.
The Larks, again, just back to the Larks being kind of a small ball team, they're really good bunters that we've seen so far because it's been all the way through the lineup.
Back to the top of the order here for the Larks. Colby Robinson, the shortstop, has got a chance to be the hero. He's had the strong arm all night, good fielding night.
Believe it or not, Robinson technically only has 1 at bat tonight. He reached on an error, he laid down a bunt, and he got hit by a pitch. And he also has a fly out, and he's going to move the runner over to third with that ground out to first, and now 2 away.
I believe he broke his bat in the process. So
it definitely sounded like it.
2 men away here in the 9th. The winning run is on third base, and it comes down to Ryan Randall. Randall making his way back to the plate. He's at third base tonight for the Larks.
Randall is 1 for 3 tonight. Single and a sack bunt. And the winning run is on third with 2 outs. Big spot here for Randall. Could end the game.
Here comes the first pitch to Ryan Randall. Ground ball. Going to have to make the play. Casey does just that, and the inning is over. So the Larks get the leadoff man on via the strikeout, but can't bring him around, and we're heading to extras. We have finished 9 here at Larks Park. Hayes and Denver still tied at 3. And we're back here at Larks Park. We're heading to extra innings as we thought last inning. It's going to be Fabian Muniz's game as he's back out for his 4th inning of work. His first pitch is in there for a strike. The Cougars are going to have their
8-9-1.
8-9-1.
Casey's 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout and 2 flyouts.
Curveball bounces in from Muniz. Evens count at 1.
First game of the year, a little free baseball.
Hey, if you're a baseball fan,
not mad about it. As long as the Larks win.
That's right. You know, this game goes 16 innings. As long as the Larks win, you know.
That's all that matters.
Here comes the 1-1 from Muniz. A little bit low. Ball 2. Line drive caught by Rinsell at first base. And Casey's the first out of the 10th inning.
The designated hitter, number 24,
Bobby Bundy coming to the plate once again for the Cougars. Hitting in the 9-hole designated hitter tonight for Denver.
Bundy's 1 for 2, single and a walk.
Comes the first pitch to Bundy. Misses for ball 1. And Fabian comes back and delivers the first strike of the at-bat. Evens the count.
Can definitely hear the Larks faithful now getting on the home plate umpire a little bit, but
swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. There is now action in the pen for the Larks, and I think it appears, you know, if Skeffington went 4, and Fabian looks like he's going to go 4.
So maybe there's an innings limit.
So, you know, as Fabian
2-2.
2-2 count here to Bundy. It appears, at least right now, as if 4 innings would be the limit tonight for the staff. It's the 2-2 from Muniz. Ground ball to Randall at third. He charges. Fields throws in time, and there's 2 away here in the top of the 10th.
Top of the Denver batting order, the center fielder, number 8, Scott Martinez.
Leadoff coming up for the Cougars with nobody on and 2 down. Muniz is making quick work of the Cougars in his 3 2/3 innings so far.
First pitch to the leadoff man Martinez. Curveball drops in perfectly for a strike, and I think the Larks appreciating Fabian Muniz's, Larks faithful here, appreciating Fabian Muniz's outing here so far tonight, especially into extras. You know, you got that little added pressure on you when you're pitching the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th with a tied score.
Definitely. And I mean, in extras, you know, you don't want to be that guy that gives up the run and puts the pressure on your offense. Then you want to hold.
Comes the 1-1 off speed outside, ball 2.
Little check swing there, but he makes contact, fouls it back. So Muniz is a strike away from getting out of another inning unscathed.
Here comes the 2-2 from Fabian Muniz, looking for another quick inning. Ground ball foul off of
His
Martinez.
Yeah. Fouled it off his leg there.
Here comes the 2-2 once again. Down he goes. Strike 3. Fabian Muniz once again mows through the Cougars. They're down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the 10th inning. Second chance for the Larks to walk it off. We're still tied at 3. This is the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park, head to the bottom of the 10th. 3-4-5 due up for the Larks. Wyatt Divis will lead it off, followed by Jared Martin and Matt Munoz. New pitcher for the Cougars will be number 27, Luke Bailey. He's a sophomore right-hander out of Hill College in Texas. Tyler Phillips goes 3 innings, no hits, no runs, no walk, or 1 walk, and he strikes out 3, so a good outing from the Cougars pitcher.
Great outing there from Tyler Phillips.
First pitch of the inning to Divis is ball 1.
Very impressive there from Phillips. No hits allowed in 3 innings of relief. It's great to get that from a guy out of the pen. He did have 3 strikeouts, but one of them ended up with a man on base.
Comes the 1-1 to Divis. Fastball inside, and it's 2-1.
You can really hear Larks fans now.
Bailey has, he definitely has the highest velocity we've seen tonight,
for sure,
out of a Cougars pitcher. You know, that sometimes works out in your favor, though.
Sometimes, and you know, usually the guys with the high velocity have less command. So we'll see. But he's behind 3-1 to Divis, who is 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a walk.
Comes the 3-1 and a walk. So another walk for Wyatt. And yet again, the leadoff man is aboard for the Larks here in the bottom of the 10th. Another bunt coming?
Well, the cleanup hitter's up. So, but again, like we were saying earlier, Larks are playing small ball this year, at least in this first game.
They're going to run for Divis now.
Number 8? Sorry, it's
I believe it is 9. I think it's Daryl Myers.
Oh, you're right, because Michael.
It has to be because Michael's in right field. So pinch runner for Wyatt Divis at first base. Daryl Myers is going to run.
It's kind of hard to see those numbers from
Myers, a left-handed hitting sophomore at a Benedictine College. Jared Martin to the plate now for the Larks. Ground ball, base hit into right field. Myers is going to round second. He's going to be held there. And the first 2 men of the inning are aboard, and the Larks are in business here in the 10th.
Well, there you go, a walk and a single. And it looks like the Cougars are going to hold a mound visit. And Cougars do have a guy up in the pen, but I doubt he's ready by this point. But he might be. But it looks like for now that the Cougars are just going to discuss things. Three, four hitters getting it done, leadoff walk, and then a single that just snuck by the glove of the second baseman for the Cougars, Daniel. He almost kept it in the infield, but couldn't quite.
The center fielder, Matt Munoz.
Matt Munoz comes to the plate now for the Larks with a chance to be the hero. A winning run on second base.
Munoz is 1 for 4 tonight with a single, and he came around to score.
And he's going to pop the first pitch up in. It's an infield fly, actually, and the batter is out. So one quick out there for Bailey as he retires Munoz on the first pitch. So, you know, there's been times tonight where the Larks have not had trouble getting him on, and they haven't had trouble getting him over, but they just haven't been able to bring him in. Haven't gotten that one hit.
Especially after the 5th inning. The Larks have had chances, stranded a few guys, but again, no time like the present. And
John Rensell got a chance to be the hero here. Winning run on second base. First pitch from Bailey. Outside, ball 1.
He is 1 for 3 tonight. He hit a triple, and he also hit a sac fly, so he has one of the Larks' 3 RBIs.
Bailey's getting his sign from Coletta. John Rensell ready for the 1-0. Myers, healthy lead at second base. Fastball misses away again, and it's 2 balls and no strikes, so a good hitter's count here for Rensell. Find yours, drive it.
Absolutely.
Let's go home.
Bailey is painting the outside part of the plate, but the Larks are not chasing.
Here comes the 2-0. Ground ball foul past the first base coach, and it's 2 balls and a strike.
Boy, I think the wind changed direction because I'm catching a breeze in here now.
A little bit. It looks like it's blowing now more in from right field than center.
Yeah.
There comes the 2-1. Rensell lines a ball to left field. Back goes the left fielder, Malashok. He will make the catch. A nice play by Josh Malashok, and no advance from the runners, and there are now 2 outs. Thought maybe that might have been it, but
it certainly looked like it off the bat. That was a well-struck ball. It kind of just hung up there for a while, though. Malashok, excuse me, was just tracking it, and made the catch. And I thought maybe that, Divis at third or at second would try and tag up, but he kind of hung between the bases and had to go back to second there. So second and first, now 2 outs.
Cole Solomon now has a chance to end it for the Larks as he fouls the first pitch out of play. And, you know, this is an area of the game where the aggressive hitting style of the Larks, it looks like, is, you know, not playing into their, working against them a little bit.
Solomon is 0 for 3 tonight, but he did have a sac fly back in the 4th, so he also has one of the Larks' RBIs tonight, and hopefully he can pick up a second.
Here comes the 0-1 from Bailey. Ground ball foul, and it's quickly 0-2. You know, I really don't want to see this go to the 11th. We assume that 4 innings is the limit tonight.
It would appear so, because I cannot tell who's warming up in the Larks bullpen. It's a left-hander. But he's been warming up for this whole 10th inning.
But, you know, with the way Muniz has worked, you know, you just don't want to see anybody else out on the mound. He's mowed through Denver. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball up and away for ball 1. And, you know, you just rather end it now before you just have that chance of someone else coming out of the bullpen.
It happens a lot when you get into extra innings. Sometimes it just comes down to who has more arms.
Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball off
That's
his
a
foot, and
foul
it's going to be a
ball.
foul ball off the ankle or foot of
He grounded it
Solomon.
off his foot, and it rolled all the way out to the second baseman. It's given Solomon a second there. That looked like it hurt a little
Probably
bit.
hurt a little bit.
So
Steps back in here. 1-2. Here comes the pitch from Bailey. Winning run still on second base for the Larks. In the dirt. Count is even at 2-2. Mentioned that winning run in the form of Daryl Myers running at second base. Looks, again, eye test right now, but looks like he has decent speed,
A single
to
should
say the
win
least.
The game, we're hoping. But
And
that's strike
Solomon
3.
goes down swinging, and that is the inning. 10's not enough. We're going to play 11. We head to the 11th, and the Larks and the Cougars still tied at 3. We will be right back on the Larks Network. And we're back here in Hayes, top of the 11th inning. New pitcher for the Larks will be number 20, Toby Scholes. Freshman left-hander out of the Colorado School of Mines from Elbert, Colorado. Fabian Muniz's night is done. A very impressive first outing in a Larks uniform. 4 innings, no hits, no runs, 2 walks, and he struck out 3. So Toby looking to continue the solid bullpen work for the Larks here tonight in the 11th.
And Toby Scholes coming from Colorado School of Mines, and that is where Fort Hayes' new baseball coach just came
That's
from.
right, Jared Goodale,
Yep.
a native of Hayes,
Hayes
played for the
native.
Tigers,
Yep.
making his way back. First pitch to
Sanchez.
Matthew Sanchez is in there for strike number 1.
Sanchez is 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a walk. And 2 strikeouts. It looks like Scholes is calling Solomon out for a mound visit, discussing something.
Colorado School of Mines is a hot school here for recruiting this season. The Larks got 4 of them from Mines. They got returner.
They were very good this last
They
year.
they were. They got returner starter Walter Pennington, and they have Toby Scholes, and then Tyler, I believe it's Blomster. I'll have to check on that. Tyler had a very impressive year. He was 9-1
Wow.
for the Ore Diggers this year, and I know there's a 4th.
Sam Slusser.
Sam Slusser, yep. Here comes the 0-1 from Scholes. So the Ore Diggers are very well represented here in Hays, Kansas this summer as the second pitch off speed misses low for ball 1.
And what's interesting is that it doesn't look like the Denver Cougars have anybody from Mines on their team, and very close.
And they're, you know,
same state, very close.
It's the third pitch from Scholes misses inside for ball 2, and you know you look at their roster, and you know all these guys almost are from Colorado.
Yeah, for the most part.
3-1 now the count on the leadoff man in this inning, Sanchez. So needing a strike here from Toby. Don't want to give up the leadoff. Don't want to put the leadoff man on base here. There's a strike from Toby, and he works the count full here, and payoff pitch incoming.
This could turn into a big pitch here.
Innings can be changed with one pitch.
Yep, anytime you get to the extra innings, you know, if one
you
guy
gotta
gets
make
on,
every pitch.
Yeah, one guy gets on, and it's a rally starter.
Toby gets a sign from Solomon. Here comes the payoff pitch to Sanchez. Curveball.
Ooh.
Oh. Ball 4.
Wow.
Misses up and away, and that's a leadoff walk. That looked mighty close.
Wow, that was... I mean, you know, it happens.
I don't know. Yeah,
it happens.
You know,
but I mean, that was. He's done a good job tonight, I think. But that was a strike.
Stephen Rivera Shaheen now steps to the plate, playing shortstop tonight for the Cougars, and takes first pitch strike from Toby Scholes. Let's see if we can get himself a ground ball here and get 2.
We can only hope that does not come back to haunt the Larks.
Another twin killing. They've already turned 2 double plays here tonight so far, and you're right. The last borderline call that we didn't get, the very next pitch was a 2-run single.
Yeah. So, you know, hopefully Scholes can work past it. I'm sure he's not happy with that, because when you feel like you struck a guy out, you want to keep him off the base, but hopefully he can battle through.
Comes the 0-2. Now he will check the runner, and he had his little move. You know, lefties are always tougher to read, and he had Sanchez kind of leaning towards second a little bit there.
Yeah, he did. He kind of got caught up a little bit there, but got back in time.
Here comes the 0-2 to Rivera Shaheen. Just barely nicks it foul. And we'll do it again.
Rivera Shaheen is 0 for 3 tonight, but he did have a sacrifice fly RBI clear back in the first inning.
Seems like a long time ago. It was only you know, the game is only 3 hours old. We're in the 11th inning
because of how well these pitchers have worked. It's been a quick game.
Curveball misses outside, maybe a little low as well, and count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2 from Toby Scholes. Sanchez leads from first. Toby giving him a look. The delivery in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Low once again, and another full count.
Good job by Rivera Shaheen to get down 0-2, but work his way back.
This is a big pitch.
This is.
You can't put another man on here and put the go-ahead run in scoring position with no outs.
Yeah.
And Denver not having to do any work.
And that's what he's going to do.
Yep, ball 4. And the Denver Cougars having to do none of the work, have the go-ahead run, and
I don't see any action in the Larks
scoring.
bullpen.
There is no action in the bullpen, so this is going to be Toby Scholes' inning here, and he's going to have to.
He's going to have to work.
He's going to have to bear down and make something happen here. And now Pitching coach Keith Harper grabbing his notebook, taking a walk towards the other side of the dugout. You wonder if he's going to get somebody up at least.
You would think. You might have to bring a guy in kind of lukewarm, but you know, if he gets another guy on here, you might have to.
You know, I want to pick my scenario here. I'll take a nice ground ball to Ryan over to third base. Maybe get a little
that'd be
5-3 double play. And it's going to get away from the catcher Solomon, and both runners are going to advance.
We call that a pass ball.
That is definitely going to be a pass ball, and now the job for Scholes got just a little bit harder as Larks are starting to unravel here a little bit in the 11th.
Second and third, no outs. It's second and third, no outs. It appears that the catcher Solomon has a broken helmet, and he's going to get his spare.
Go down, go to the bathroom, come back up and start tomorrow night's game.
Hard hat and the mask.
You know, you can't beat the old-fashioned look.
I do like that look.
Yeah, the old-fashioned look beats the hockey mask style any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's better for the catcher, but I do love that old-fashioned look.
The look of it just... All right, so Taylor Danielle into the box now. Runners on second and third. Nobody out, 1-0 count. Fouls it straight back, so... Scholes is looking for a strikeout, a pop-up, the infield's in, so a ground ball right at a fielder.
You know, that guy swings his bat forward so much when he swings, and then he just snaps his wrist back. It's almost like, I don't know, it's hard to describe, but he really brings that bat forward a lot. Well, he didn't there. He has been. Maybe I'm just seeing things, but...
So here, you get into situational ball now. If you throw another ball here and make it a 3-1 count, you just put him on to give yourself a force at the plate. At the 3-1, you don't want to serve up.
If it gets 3-1,
comes the 2-1 from Scholes, pops it up. That's going to be in the infield. Randall back behind the bag, makes the play in foul territory for the first out. So,
I mean, that's
one of the things that Scholes was looking for right there.
That's one of the best outcomes you could hope for right there. Is a pop out that didn't get into the outfield, so kept the runner at third.
No chance to even think about advancing.
Yeah.
And
so, I mean, that's one of the best outcomes you can ask for right there.
It's a big out there for Toby, first out of the inning. Coming to the plate now for the Cougars, the catcher number 7, Mike Coletta.
Coletta is 0 for 4 tonight.
Still 2 men in scoring position here with fewer than 2 outs. First pitch, fastball, well placed on the outside corner for strike number 1. So I'd take a strikeout now.
Absolutely. I mean, ideally, there's still no double play opportunity, so
not conventional anyway.
Yeah.
Here comes the 0-1. That's deep to right center field. Anastasia's over. He's going to make the play. That's going to be a sac fly, though, as the throw to the plate is cut off by Rensell, and the Cougars regain a 4-3 lead on the sac fly by Mike Coletta. So there's that run that got put on base by the questionable call.
Yeah, and the runner does move to third. There's 2 outs now.
Larks offense is going to have to come alive in the 11th.
The Cougars do grab a 4-3 lead here in the 11th.
Coming to the plate now for the Cougars, the third baseman, number 17, Kyle Robbins.
Robbins is 1 for 3 tonight with a single and a walk. He's also scored a run. You know, that wind must be blowing because that ball was well struck. I thought that thing was going to go a lot farther.
It definitely is. The flags out there in left field are still pretty much straight out. 1-0 count. Scholes delivers a curveball. That one will catch the outside corner, and it's a ball and a strike. So the Larks had 2 innings of opportunities to grab the game winner, including a runner in scoring position with no outs, and the offense wasn't able to come through, and now they're going to need at least one.
Going to have to get at least one across in the next inning if you want to at least extend the game.
As that Scholes delivery misses for ball 2.
Skulls, though, you gotta rebound.
You gotta
here.
finish. You gotta finish the inning. You gotta keep that runner. You gotta strand him at third.
Yeah. Which he won't.
Ground ball through. Robinson will cut it off, but he's got no play. That's a infield single for Kyle Robbins. Scholes has given up 2 here in the top of the 11th, and Denver extends their lead to 5-3. And going back to the beginning of the inning, I mentioned how I didn't really want to see another man out of the bullpen. Fabian was working, he was rolling, and this kind of thing happens all too often.
Tough break. I mean, I don't know whether there is some sort of innings limit as he gets.
There's another base hit up the middle. So the Cougars have found something against Scholes here as back-to-back hits. Has another man in scoring position with 2 outs. Task for the Larks got that much tougher in the bottom half of the inning. Coming to the plate now for the Cougars is the first baseman, number 33, Rob Casey.
Casey is 0 for 3 tonight with a strikeout and 2 flyouts. And he's got runners on second and first with 2 outs.
First pitch from Scholes in there for strike number 1.
Excuse me. He is 0 for 4. I had to go to a second piece of scoring paper here because the one I had only had 9 innings, so I'm looking at 2 sheets now.
And there's another strike on Casey, and it's 0-2 on the Cougars' first baseman. You gotta limit the damage. You cannot allow another run to score. If you're gonna give the offense any chance here in the bottom of the 11th, you gotta end it here.
The 8-9 hitters are due up for the Larks in the next inning,
and it's off of Solomon again, and it's definitely come apart here for Hayes in the 11th inning.
Curveball that just got away from Scholes there. It went way high, and Solomon got a piece of it with his glove, but it ended up rolling to the backstop.
And now this pitch by Scholes, the next sequence of pitches here becomes that much more important because you got two attached if they're able to get a base hit, and that would probably do it. Got to give your offense a chance here as Scholes gets the sign from Solomon. 1-2 count to Casey. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses up, and the count is even at 2.
I don't even know if I want to say this, but final score from Kansas City: the A's beat the Royals 16-0. So
yeah, I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
Disappointed, but not surprised. Seen a much better game here.
Here comes the 2-2 from Scholes to Casey. Fastball fouled straight back, and we'll do it again.
So again, he's got second and third with 2 outs. And the damage has already been done in the 11th, but hopefully it does not get much worse. If the Larks want to have any sort of chance in the home half of the 11th.
Pitch misses low. That one did look low. I know Scholes was starting to come off towards the dugout, but that one did look like it was low, and he's going to work yet another full count. So he just hasn't been able to finish hitters this inning. He's gotten, this is the 3rd hitter he's gotten ahead of 0-2.
At least, yeah.
And he just hasn't been able, they've all worked full counts. And that one is driven to deep right center field. Anastasia and Munoz are back. Munoz will call off Michael, make the play, and the side is finally retired. The damage, however, has been done. The Cougars strike for 2 runs in their half of the 11th. We're going to head to the bottom half. Hometown Larks going to need at least 2 to stay alive. We'll be right back. This is the Larks Network. And we're back here at Larks Park. Denver Cougars on top, 5-3 as we head to the bottom half of the 11th. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Hayes. Michael Anastasia will lead it off, followed by Devin Hager. And then back to the top of the order with Colby Robinson. New pitcher for the Denver Cougars, number 19, Garrett Connor. He's a sophomore right-hander out of McPherson College here in Kansas, originally from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. Good line for Bailey for Denver. 1 inning, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. First pitch of the inning to Michael Anastasia is in there for a strike. Tough task here for the hometown boys. Now after...
It was bad enough when the runner there was on third with 2 outs, but they let him get in. Made it 5-3. Makes it that much harder, but, might have a rally in him.
Starts with a leadoff man. You get your leadoff man on, never know. Here comes the 1-1 to Michael. Curveball misses outside, and he's ahead 2 balls and a strike on Garrett Connor. That one is in on the hands, popped up on the infield. Easy play for Kyle Robbins, and there's 1 away here in the bottom half of the 11th. Not a good pitch that was way in on the hands.
It jammed him, and he just popped it up on the infield. Not a lot he could do with that one, and
except what
he did. Yeah, I mean, and as it stands, there's nobody on and 1 out.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks is tonight's second baseman, number 23, Devin Hager.
Hager is 1 for 3 with a single. He also had a sacrifice bunt in the 9th.
First pitch is ball number 1. If we were sitting here at this time last year and knowing what I know now about the kind of players we had, I would say you just got to get 1 man on because there's 6 guys in the lineup that have home run power, even on a night like tonight, to take one over the yard. But from what I've seen tonight, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I haven't seen anybody with home run power.
Yeah, and
so
different team this year.
You're going to have to... This year's Larks are going to have to string hits together. And
you're going to have to manufacture runs in different ways, but in a situation like this, that's not really beneficial.
You got to get a man on. It's the 1-2 to Hager, ground ball right at the shortstop. Rivera Shaheen, easy play at first, and there's quickly 2 away for the Larks here in the bottom of the 11th.
And just like that, the Larks are down to their last out.
The Larks batting on the shortstop, Colby Robinson.
Colby Robinson steps in now. Last chance for the Larks.
Robinson is 0 for 2 tonight in at bats, although he does have 5 plate appearances. This is his 6th of the night, and that's what happens when you go to the 11th inning.
First pitch from Connor misses up and away for ball number 1. Here comes the 1-0. Right down Broadway, and the count's even at a ball and a strike.
Colby is one to keep an eye on there at shortstop. He did have a good game there. And wow.
And past the third baseman, Robbins. That one's going to roll into left field. It's going to be a 2-out single for Colby Robinson as he puts on the brakes. And the Larks, well, a little life. Keep her going.
They don't call it the hot corner for nothing. That was a shot.
Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the third baseman, number 12, Ryan Randall. So, it's never over till it's over.
Randall's 1 for 4 tonight with a single.
We saw the Larks manufacture 1 run earlier with 2 outs and nobody on.
Yeah.
Gonna need to do it twice this time around, but,
Unless he just happens to put one over the fence.
That is true. Inside, almost gets a piece of Ryan's right leg, and it's 1-0. Pitch low, and it's 2-0.
It's like I was saying earlier. He hasn't given him that outside part of the plate, but he's been consistent with it for both teams, and that's all you can really ask for.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Randall. Swings through a changeup, and there's 2 balls and a strike.
Big swing there.
maybe a little bit too much of trying to tie the ball game
If that
there.
was a fastball, then we would have a tie game, I think.
Well, and it's going to be real hard for a lefty to take one out to right tonight with that wind
With the
coming
wind,
in.
yeah.
2-1 count here. Curveball, that looks and it did stay up. So a good hitter's count here for Ryan Randall. 3 balls and a strike. Wyatt Divis awaits on deck.
Actually, he does not because he got pinch ran for.
That is right, he did. So shot to right field. That one's going to be by the right fielder. Sanchez all the way to the wall. Here comes the runner from third. He's going to be held at third. And just like that, 2 on, nobody out turns into game-tying run in scoring position.
Well, how
a
about
2-out big double for Ryan Randall. And the Larks are in business here with 2 outs. Coming to the plate now for Hayes will be number 9, Daryl Myers, he ran for Divis in the bottom of the last inning, so he will hit. And they're going to take a trip to the mound here for the Cougars. And
yeah, Myers, again, haven't seen him tonight because he pinch ran back in was it the 9th? No, it was the 10th. He pinch ran.
It was
in the
last
10th.
inning, yep.
So we haven't seen him tonight. But, just when you thought the Larks were down, nobody on 2 outs, they get a single and then a double to put themselves in position to tie this game. And it's on the shoulders of Daryl Myers, the infielder from Benedictine College, a lefty. Lefty on lefty, which is...
it's not ideal for,
I'm sorry, lefty on... I'm sorry.
No, he is...
He is right-handed, I'm sorry. That's a favorable matchup.
It hasn't been... It's been a long night that hasn't been a long night, but it's the first game, so it's been a long night.
Yeah, it feels like it. It's been quick because, again, of how well the pitchers have worked, but, again, it is the 11th inning. But we'll see. It's on Myers.
Garrett Connor versus Daryl Myers, 5-3 Cougars. Tying run for the Larks on second base, 2 down in the 11th. Here comes the first pitch. Driven to right field. That one's going to get over. Sanchez all the way to the wall. 1 is in. 2 is in.
Ground rule double.
Daryl Myers has tied the game in the bottom of the 11th for the Larks.
Wow. What a rally.
Daryl Myers making your presence known, big fella.
First at bat of the night, comes in cold, and and they're lucky that cleared the fence because that would have been 3. Wow, what a shot. Just clutch hitting from the Larks. Just when you thought they were done, they rallied with 2 outs.
2 outs, nobody on, and the Larks come through with back-to-back-to-back hits and tie the game at 5.
The winning run's right there at second.
What a way to introduce yourselves to the Larks faithful. Here comes Jared Martin. The first pitch from Connor is low for ball number 1, and now it's a...
new ball game again.
What a way to start the season. You can't, as a baseball fan, you can't really ask for a better ball game.
Yeah, and Martin is 2 for 5 tonight with a pair of singles, so we could use another one here.
Here comes the 1-0. That one is going to stay outside, and it's 2-0, so a good hitter's count to Jared Martin. And we know now that Myers has good speed, so a single here by Martin should do it. Here comes
anything to the outfield, unless it's
2-0
too sharply hit, should win the game.
Fastball just caught the outside corner, 2-1. So Jared Martin at the plate, Matt Munoz waiting on deck if he is to get that opportunity.
Incredible clutch hitting there for the Larks. It was a great 2-out rally, and
that's twice tonight they've put together 2-out rallies.
Hopefully now they can finish it off.
Yeah. 2-1. Here comes a pitch to Martin. In the dirt, 3 balls and a strike. So now Martin's going to be looking for his and his only.
And you got to think about Connor out there pitching for the Cougars. I don't know if this guy's supposed to be their closer, but he's thrown a lot of pitches.
Well, and he got the first 2 outs. Bang bang.
Yeah.
And a sharp hit single, a rope double, and a rope double, and
And
that's a 5-pitch walk to Jared Martin. So runners will be on first and second for the Larks here with 2 down, and Matt Munoz will get his chance to be the hero.
But the Cougars are riding with Connors. There's nobody up in the Denver bullpen. So it's going to be Connors. It's going to be on him to try and extend this game. And it's now on Matt Munoz to try and end it for the Hayes Larks. He is 1 for 5 tonight. He had a single clear back in the 4th inning.
Comes the first pitch to Munoz.
Wow.
Off speed, low for ball 1.
Low and a bit inside, maybe?
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And taking a little bit too long for Matt's liking, so he's going to call for time, granted by a home plate umpire. Here comes the 1-0. Curveball, big hack by Munoz, and Michael, I know you had the whole ooh going, and so did everybody else in the stands.
That was a wicked curve, and he took a huge hack at that. Wow, that was a nice hack, but you just gotta poke one through. You don't have to put one over the fence.
You don't have to hit it hard. Yeah. Here comes the 1-1 to Munoz. Ground ball, foul, just barely, and Connor comes off the mound and leans over.
That
he kind of he had the look, he had the expression, and he knew he got away with one right there.
Suddenly in the 11th, the Larks are down to their last strike to try and win this game. It is a 1-2 count to Munoz, and again, that would have certainly ended the game.
Oh, that was
Had that stayed
Myers
fair.
was rounding third almost.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Munoz. Low for ball 2.
Good eye there. Tough pitch to lay off.
Is Munoz going to get it done? Is he going to get base? Is Renzel going to get a chance to get her done, or are we going to play 12?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Matt Munoz. Myers leads from second base. Curveball up and away, and the count is full.
He lost that curve there. It was very high.
So Myers and Martin are going to be on the move here.
Yep. Full count, 2 outs. They're going to be running. So certainly anything to the outfield is going to win this game. 3-2 pitch.
Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Matt Munoz, and 11's not enough.
No, sir.
The Larks get the 2 they need to keep it going in the bottom of the 11th, but cannot get the 3rd. We head to the 12th inning here at Larks Park. Larks and Cougars tied at 5. This is the Larks Network. Here we go, back at Larks Park to the 12th inning. Toby Scholes back to the mound for the Larks. Gets a redemption inning here. Let's see if he can make quick work of the Cougars.
Yep, they putting him back out there. He gave up 2 in the top of the 11th, and
you
we'll
know,
see what
early
he
in
can
the
do.
season, let's see what a guy's got.
See what he's got.
You give up 2, your offense rallies around you. We'll see if he can pick the offense up now and get him back in the dugout.
Yeah, it's got to feel good having your offense pick you up like that. So we'll see.
Swing and a miss.
We'll see if he can return the favor here.
By Bobby Bundy, as the Cougars will have their 9-1-2 hitters come to the plate here in the 12th.
Bundy is 1 for 4 with a single and a walk.
Swing and a miss once again by Bundy, and Toby is now ahead 1-2 in the count. So this is, he's got the 2 strikes. Let's see if he can finish him off here. If he does, that's definitely a good sign.
Good start
on the comeback inning.
It's important for a pitcher to just, come out and forget about that last inning and see what you can do.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Bundy. A good start to the 12th for Toby Scholes as he fans the first hitter, and there's 1 away.
Top of the batting one to the center fielder, number 8, Scott Martinez.
It's getting to the point where I really got to stop and count for a second to determine what this guy is batting for the night, and he is 1 for 5. 1 for 4 with a single and a walk.
Comes the first pitch to Martinez. Did he go? He did. Strike number 1. Could not check his swing in time.
It looked like a strike regardless.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was just going to call the strike, but he looked down to first base ump.
Apparently he did go around on that bunt attempt there, but it looked like a strike regardless.
Popped it up. That one looks like it's going to stay in play. Renzel ranging over, drops it. The wind kind of ate him up there a little bit at the end. It looked like he overran it just a bit towards the dugout.
It looked like it would carry over almost out of play, but the wind pushes it back in, and he has to readjust at the last second. Couldn't make the catch, but it's a strike nonetheless. So
0-2 on Martinez, and let's just hope that's not another break. All those little bitty breaks have kind of tended to go against the Larks here so far tonight. We'll see if Toby can. See if Toby can, put that one behind him there and get this out. Anyways, he misses low with an off-speed pitch.
Good curve there, Martinez. Nice job laying off of that.
Comes the 1-2. Low once again, and the count is even at 2. So back-to-back balls here from Toby. Here comes the 2-2 pitch once again.
That's
strike 3 called. Down goes Martinez, and Toby Scholes has back-to-back Ks in the top of the 12th inning, and there's 2 down.
Got him looking on that one, and
The right fielder, number 1.
it just painted the edge of that zone there. Looks like we got Sanchez up for the Cougars.
Matthew Sanchez.
He is 1 for 3 with a single and 2 walks tonight.
Pitch from Toby.
Trouble.
Looped out into right field. That one is going to drop foul, and good thing because that's going to be a double if that drops inside the line.
He kind of poked it to right field, and luckily it sliced foul.
Here comes the 0-1 from Toby to Sanchez. Ground ball right at Robinson. Fields fires in time. A very nice comeback inning by Toby Scholes. 1-2-3 go the Cougars. For the 3rd time tonight, the Larks are going to have a chance to walk it off. We move to the bottom of the 12th inning. We are still tied at 5.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old.
And we're back here at Larks Park, bottom of the 12th inning. Garrett Connor back to the mound for the Cougars. 6-7-8 due up for the Larks. John Renzel Jr. will lead it off. Here comes the first pitch of the inning.
And it sounded
Inside,
like it
and
might have hit him.
It sounded like it hit him. I guess it caught the glove of the catcher.
I mean, generally you can tell the difference in sounds, on a pitch inside like that. It sounded like it hit him, but
I thought it got him too, but
apparently it just hit the catcher's mitt there. And again inside.
1-0 is low and in for ball two, so it'd be real nice to get to Connor early here and go home a winner. And
Renzel is 1 for 4 tonight with a triple and a sac fly.
2-0 curveball up and away, and it's 3-0. So, and now there is action in the Cougars bullpen, but you wonder if it's too late. Would you have started Connor in this inning, or would you have probably gone to the pen?
I mean,
as it's a four, and that hits. That hits Renzel, and it was going to be a 4-pitch walk regardless.
Back to what you asked earlier. I mean, this late in the game, a guy, kind of blows a save. Convention says you change pitchers, but Scholes for the Larks gave up 2, and then he came back and had a 1-2-3 inning. So
Connor's not going to get that chance because they're making the change. One batter into the 12th here.
Yeah,
so.
It looks like we're going to have a mound visit and a pitching change. I'll try and get the line worked up for
Denver Cougars are going
Connor tonight.
Change pitchers. As they make the change, we will step aside, get the information on the new Cougar arm, and we'll be right back here on the Larks Network.
Ballpark, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes.
And we're back here on the Larks Network. New pitcher for the Denver Cougars is number 22, Ryan Hendricks. Freshman right-hander from Hastings College in Nebraska. Cole Solomon will be the hitter for the Larks. Winning run on first base in the form of John Rinsell. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 12th. The line on Connor, he pitched 1 inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout as he will get the bunt down. A nice bunt by Cole Solomon, and that has not been an issue for the Larks tonight. Their bunting ability has been very good.
Very good.
And the winning run is advanced to second base with 1 out, so a nice sack bunt there by Cole Solomon, and it's up to Michael Anastasia.
The right fielder, Michael Anastasia.
See if Michael can pick up another hit, second of the night, and put this game to bed.
He is 1 for 4 tonight with a single, a walk, and he also reached first on a drop third strike.
Here comes the pitch. John Rinsell in second base. Strike number 1, borderline outside. You know, he hasn't given it all night, and that was pretty close.
That's about where he hasn't been calling that all night, but apparently looked good enough.
Here comes the 0-1 to Anastasia. That one is low. That's going to sneak by the catcher. And John Rinsell is going to advance to third base. And now the Larks, the job just got a little bit easier for Anastasia. There's multiple ways to win the game now.
Yeah, it kind of opens it up a little bit because now even a flyout will win the game. Just a pitch low, but it was stoppable, I think. It just kind of squirted through the
wickets.
Yeah. 5-hole there, got through.
Denver brings the infield in here. 1-1 count to Anastasia. Rinsell at first, and a nice pick there by Mike Coletta saved the game.
We almost had a walk-off wild pitch there. It was a nice pick, though, by the catcher.
2-1 to Michael here. 1 away in the 12th. John Rinsell at third. Ground ball. That's going to stay fair. And no chance for Rinsell to go anywhere. And so Anastasia is the second out of the inning, and now it's going to take a base hit or an error.
Just a little chopper down the first base line that stayed fair. And first baseman grabbed it, tagged him out.
Was hoping it'd maybe roll foul, but
you never know. Sometimes the guy at third will just take off for home. Not there, so it's down to Hager.
Devin Hager coming to the plate in the 9-hole tonight, but he has struck the ball well.
He's 1 for 4 with a single. He also laid down a bunt back in the 9th. He's going to take low.
So, how many, you kind of just watching the game progress, and, how many chances are the Larks going to need here to finish it off? This is the third inning now that they've. Hager.
That might do it.
Fly ball deep left center. It drops. That's going to be a walk-off base hit for Devin Hager, and the Larks are going to win it. 6-5 as Devin Hager walks it off. He gets mobbed at second. That'll do it.
Devin Hager is the hero for the Larks tonight. He's the one who finally gets it done. A walk-off single. Well, it was a single. It certainly would have been more than a single.
Devin Hager answers my question. The Larks did not need any more chances.
The Hayes Larks 6, the Denver Cougars 5.
That's a scrappy win right there. They were down to their last out with nobody on and down 2 runs, and they managed to tie the game and then come back in the next inning and win it. That's a scrappy win right there, and I believe this is the only game in the series against the Denver Cougars. So
just one single game against the Cougars all year, and that's kind of how it is every year. And
it took a little long tonight. But
that says a lot about. You don't just want to say as bad as they were with runners in scoring position because it's the opener. A lot of new variables for a lot of these guys the last couple days, but they struggled a little bit with runners in scoring position tonight, and to be able to finally just not roll over and die in the 11th when they went down 5-3.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams, when you got nobody on 2 outs and you're down 2 runs, then that's the game right there.
That's a nail right there.
A lot of teams would just say, well, we were done for the night, but they managed to string 3 hits together and tie it, and then Scholes, great job coming out in the 12th.
He's going to get the win.
He's going to get the win, and he gave up 2 there in the top of the 11th, but good job to come out in the 12th and shut him down. So a well-earned win for Scholes
for Toby.
tonight.
Yeah, very
good
very
for
nice
him.
job in the 6th.
Good
in
for
the
him.
12th. Yep.
Just to come back, bounce back, shut him down. Great job, Toby Scholes. Well-deserved win tonight. And Devin Hager, nice little walk-off
I mentioned
single.
at the beginning of his at-bat that he 1 for 4 doesn't necessarily show it, but he struck the ball really well tonight, and that was a rope. That's at least 2 bags if it's.
Yeah, I mean, he left that pitch right over the middle of the plate, and he didn't miss any of it. That was a shot. So
that's it for tonight. Larks take the opener, 2018 season opener, 6-5 over the Denver Cougars. New team tomorrow night, new time tomorrow night. We got a 6 p.m. doubleheader. The Colorado Sox are coming to town. Familiar face.
Yep.
So make sure everybody tunes in an hour earlier. The games will start at 6 o'clock. It'll be 2 7-inning contests. So for Michael Schulte, I'm Taylor Wassinger. We will be back on the air tomorrow at 5:45. Once again, Larks win at 6-5. Thanks for joining us on the Larks Network. Have a good night.